I don't even know if I would say my parents were super religious or more that like my dad was just like, what's the most expensive thing? That's where we're sending them. Because my dad just wanted to like spend money. Yeah.
Well, if he had it.
Yeah.
At least he's spending it on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's spending it on
other things. That's what he told me one time. He goes, I could have bought a Ferrari. He said, instead I sent y'all to school.
Yeah.
What does your dad do?
Back then he was a drug dealer.
CAIN.
Hi.
Welcome to CHISMESANDMENUDO podcast. Thank you for coming on. Guys, this is CAIN. What's your last name? What's your whole name?
I don't use it on stage. I just go by CAIN.
But that's your name?
My real name is CAIN, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You got a brother named Abel?
Not anymore.
Oh, shit.
Yikes. Sorry.
We got biblical right off the bat. Hot dog. Wow, so CAIN, you were just telling us you were from East
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah, born and raised. Shout out East Dallas. Shout out Woodrow.
Well, how did you get into the comedy scene here?
I actually did my first open mic back in 2016, I want to say, when I was 18 years old. I did Hyenas on Mockingbird.
Wait, don't make me do the math. How old are you?
26.
You're young.
Yeah.
You just turned 26?
Yeah. Well, no. In August of last year.
You're about to be
27.
I'm about to be 27. Yeah.
People think that 25 is the last year, like, to go all out. It's 26. And then 27 is when you start to feel it slow down.
Yeah. I got back into comedy, like, around, like, 24, 25.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I hit a couple open mics when I was 18. At Hyenas, I think I did 4 spread out over, like, a couple of months. Mm-hmm. And, I thought that was, like, doing it. I thought that was, like, hitting the scene. But I would also get into arguments with my parents all the time.
About it?
About stand-up,
Oh
yeah.
my
They just
God.
didn't want me doing it. They thought it was, like, pointless and stuff. So it just got to a point where I was like, it's not worth fighting over.
It was, like, right after you graduated high school, basically?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, go to school, get a job, all that.
And you were still with him?
Yeah. Yeah, they wanted me to go to school, and that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But I graduated high school at 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because you're one of the young ones.
Yeah.
Because you made it right off in the
Yeah, so
year.
I was always the youngest in my grade.
Yeah, same.
And then I had enough credits to graduate my junior year, but no one ever told me. So like,
no, we need to keep him here a little bit longer.
I think so, because I think they like were like, oh, he's 16. We don't want him graduating yet. Yeah. But I'm upset because I could have graduated at 16. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
To like tell people.
Like, yeah, I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Bitch.
You graduated at 18. Wow.
Dumb.
I did graduate at 18 though.
Yeah, most people did. That's normal. Like,
well, my birthday is in September, like the first week of September. So I was always the oldest in my class.
so see, there was someone in our elementary school. There was 2 people. They had the same birthday. I think it was like September 1st. But one of them was a year older, and the other one was a year younger.
Also, but they were both in the
one
same
was like
grade.
95, one was 94 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But they were both September 1st.
Yeah.
And we were all
really
in the same grade. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And they dated all the way up until like college.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Shout out Stanley.
Way to go, Stanley.
Good job, Stanley.
There was a girl that was in the class above me who I knew that our birthdays were close, but like not that close. She was like a day older than me, and either a day or 5 days older than me, and she was in the class above me.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I missed it by 5 minutes. I could have been out of here a year earlier.
Yeah.
But it's okay because you didn't do anything with your life afterwards anyway, so.
But what if I had that extra year?
Okay.
That's what he needed.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, after we kept getting into like arguments and stuff, I just decided it wasn't worth getting into arguments over, so I stopped.
Was it really that bad to where they were like?
Oh yeah,
it would be really.
They were bad arguments.
Like every time you would go out, and say something about it.
Because I mean, you got to think about Hyenas at that time. If you were a newcomer, no one knew you. I wasn't getting on stage until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And there was like, it'd be 2 a.m. There'd be like 3 people in the audience.
The 3 people waiting to go up.
Yeah. well, I would be last, and I think they were just trying to be nice and not leave me alone in the room. So yeah, I'd get home like at 2:30, and I'd get home the next day, and my dad would be like, it's like his 18-year-old kid. He's like,
bumming.
Yeah, how much money did you make last night? I was like, nothing. It was an open mic. So it was just arguments over that. They just wanted me to focus on school and like my job, which is understandable, like from a parent's perspective.
Are your parents first generation immigrants?
Mom was born in Mexico. Dad, first generation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So technically, I'm like first and second generation.
Yeah.
So you talked. There was English in your house. Like you don't talk English.
Yeah. I went to private school for kindergarten through 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was went to St. Thomas Aquinas, a private Catholic school.
Catholic. Mm-hmm. Did they hit you?
No, but we did go to mass 3 times a week, and then 4 if you were going on Sundays with your parents.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you grew up in the church then?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a lot.
We were the complete opposite. We didn't start going to church until she did her quinceañera.
Yeah, that's how most families are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I would say my parents were super religious or more that like my dad was just like, what's the most expensive thing? That's where we're sending them. Because my dad just wanted to like spend money. Yeah.
Well, if he had it.
Yeah.
At least he's spending it on you.
Yeah. Yeah. He's spending it on
other things. That's what he told me one time. He goes, I could have bought a Ferrari. He said, instead I sent y'all to school.
Yeah.
What does your dad do?
Back then he was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? What the hell? You're a drug dealer daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have a bit about that, don't you?
I mean, technically I still do, but I don't do it much anymore. Yeah. That was like when I first started out. That was mainly what I would talk about. But then I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to be a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
And only talk about like my family and stuff. So now I do a lot of more observational stuff, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I have trouble with that because the first like 5 minutes that I had was a lot about like my family and like our dad and growing up and stuff like that. And now I'm kind of trying to not necessarily do the same thing, but do more of like, this is what it was like growing up Mexican, but not specific to my family,
Yeah. Because, I think when you first start out, you want to, just one of the things, like you talk about what you know.
Yeah.
And really, you know nothing else except what you've done up to that point. And most of it's family related.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, that unique upbringing of being like, I was going to, again, a school with like pretty much all white people. It was all kids that were like, their parents were like lawyers and doctors. And my dad would show up in like a basketball jersey. So, yeah. It was it was interesting.
Like, he was not like he was a higher person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Because if he's sending you to private school.
Yeah, no, he wasn't like a low level, like on the corner guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never touched anything. He was mainly just making orders.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. How old were you when you first found out that was a thing?
I didn't know what he went to prison for until...
Oh, he went to prison.
Oh, yeah. No, of course. You don't just get away with shit like that forever. I didn't even know what he did until like 6 years after he got out of prison. Like, I knew he went to prison for something. I would go visit him every weekend. Even when he got out, we wouldn't talk about it. And then when I was like, it wasn't until I was like probably like 18 or 19 that we like, it's not like even like he was like, hey, this is what happened. It was just like someone mentioned, he was like, yeah, that's what I did,
So how old were you when he went in and then when he came out?
I was 8 when,
okay.
Technically, I was like 7 when he got picked up, but he didn't officially go away until I was like a month before I turned 8. And then he got out around like when I was like 12, 13. He went away for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then not until basically you graduate or a little after you graduate is when you realize like, oh shit, Papa was a drug dealer.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even in high school, if I would have known that, I would have been way more of an asshole,
You would have milked it, but like, well, you did it.
Well, see, this is the thing is like, because we always grew up in the same neighborhood, a lot of the kids in the school knew who I was. They knew who my dad was, right? But like, I never knew why. But like, they'd see me and like all their parents and uncles were like associated with my dad, and they'd be like, oh yeah, we know exactly who Kate is. And I think that's why no one ever fucked with me in high school.
Also, you're dripped in gold right now, so
Yeah.
you look
Right.
like a drug dealer, buddy.
Yeah, this is all hand-me-down shit. I took this all. Yeah, this is all
from his drug era.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that.
Honestly, that's pretty fucking sick.
That's pretty fucking cool.
But yeah, no, my grandpa gave me this ring when I graduated from high school, and then my grandpa gave me this bracelet, and then these are my dad gave me these two.
Your style is the kind of style that Ricky wishes he could pull off.
Yeah, I can't pull it off.
You can pull it off. I think anyone can pull off anything
You
they
look
believe in.
icy.
Thank you.
Looking good. You wish, bitch.
Nah, the only thing I have is this ring that I stole off my grandma in the funeral.
Yeah. You're like, I'm gonna go wish her goodbye. They're like, why is he shaking her hand so? It was a toe ring.
Why is he at the end of the casket? No.
They're like, he's not supposed to be opening that side of it.
I'm so worried about her feet.
Oh god. Yeah, that's all he has. That's all the gold. And it's actually supposed to be mine, so
There you go. When he dies, you can take it.
that's sad.
And it's not supposed to be yours.
Mom gave it to me.
No, she didn't.
It's not sad though. Everyone dies.
Yeah.
I know, but I've been watching people die left and right on social media.
I
And it's
know.
fucked me up, bro.
But it's just like that's the cycle of life.
Yeah.
I kind of accepted death at an early age. Or like, I'm not saying it doesn't faze me. Obviously, like, yeah, it is sad. But it's just like, I don't know. If it's your time to go, like, God wouldn't have called you for no reason.
Are you still religious?
I wouldn't say I'm religious. I do believe in God. And actually, like, since I've been doing comedy, I've gotten way more spiritual. Like, and it's brought me closer to God. But I think people's relationship with God is also personal and like no one else's business.
I've said that so many
And
times.
that's a big thing I don't agree with about religion. Because I've met people that are like very religious. And first time meeting them, they'll be like, hey, I'm so-and-so. What's your relationship with God? Bitch, I don't
What
even know
the
your favorite
fuck?
color yet. What do you
I
mean?
know,
Like, you
that's
wanna-
so
I just forgot your
personal.
name.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh,
I think religion is a lot of it's very nosy.
Very performative.
Yeah, and like there's even Bible verses that are like, "Don't trust the man that prays in public." Like that person is just a con artist, basically.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not like huge into like religion or anything like that. Like I said, I grew up Catholic. I guess if I had to like name my religion, I guess it would still be Catholic because that's like the basis of what I know. But I don't follow a lot of like the Catholic traditions.
Yeah,
I just
same.
I talk to God almost like every day, and I just keep it between me and Him, and we know what we got going on. So
I love that. It should be something private. That shouldn't be like something that you put on TV or that you can get
yeah.
rich off of.
yeah, no,
like,
I hate mega pastors, mega churches, all that.
crazy.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's so fucking cool. Joel Osteen
I wish I
is
could
my
do that
dude.
shit.
Joel Osteen is my dude.
I've always told people, I was like, if you ever see me doing like right-wing conservative comedy or like mega churches, just know I'm getting money. I was like, because that's the only way I'd be doing that shit. I'm so against it.
So
Just like at the end of the stage.
Yeah.
And they're showing the whole scene and you're just there counting your own.
Counting money.
yeah, this is a whole bit. Like this is a whole bit.
I don't know, where you're just like,
Dang. So when you were still like were doing comedy in 2016, how long did you go before you had to stop?
I went to 4 open mics.
Oh, okay.
That's it. And it was over the course of like 5 to 6 months.
so with those 4, was it just like those 4 that you did and all those 4 arguments that you had with your parents? kind of
Yeah.
Solidified or, okay, I'm not
Yeah.
doing this anymore?
Yeah, I was like, it's not worth me constantly fighting with my parents.
Yeah.
So then for 6 years, I did nothing. Like,
You could have been out here.
I know. I just talked about it where I was like, yeah, I did comedy for a little bit.
Yeah.
I made music a little bit in that time because like I just needed a creative outlet. I was like, I need something to do. But I was, and I say this looking back now, I was depressed that entire time. Like I felt like I had no purpose. I didn't know what was going on. And then like, I've realized here since I started I've only been doing stand up a year and 5 months now at this point. But like, I haven't been depressed at all. this entire time I've been doing, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And when I was like, so technically in comedy, it's been 2 years already. But when I first started, I wasn't doing stand up. I was just doing improv and sketch writing, and it took like another 8 months before I got like the courage built up to go do an open mic. Mm-hmm. And that was a year and 5 months ago.
Wow.
That's crazy. I figured you've been in the scene for like a
month.
Because you've already got shows going on. Like you've had multiple shows. I mean, we went to one of yours, obviously.
Yeah.
That you had over at DCC.
Can we?
Yeah. That's
thank you for bringing it.
Yeah, I brought you a poster from the first stand-up show I ever produced. 26 Mafia is my production company that I run, and this was the first show we did was for Mexican Independence Day weekend, and y'all have had almost everyone on this poster on the show.
Yeah,
there's only 3 on there that we haven't had.
Yeah. And which they're coming on.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I'll talk to them. But yeah, this was a great lineup. It was super fun. I learned a lot from this show.
That's so cool that they're signed.
Yeah, I got everyone to sign it too, except Diego. I wasn't able to get to him in time, so we got to get him on the show for sure, so he can come sign this.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that's I know y'all came to that show, so I brought y'all that poster.
We're gonna put it up, and then we got.
Yeah, because I know Peyton took your artwork down.
Yeah.
Dude.
Ricky was still trying to keep it up.
I was.
I say do it.
I still argue that it was too small to be this slave shit.
I don't know.
Maybe it was like a quick trip. You don't know.
Maybe it's not our thing to say or not. That was hilarious.
I saw Payne last night at her show.
Which one? The one in Allen?
Yeah, on Anthony's.
Yeah.
She was.
Thank you.
She was on the show. She fucking did awesome.
Yeah, take however many you want, and then there's keychains too.
Let me get a black one too.
Yeah, I've been trying to switch up the logo for every show that I've done. That way I can have like specialized stickers for each show.
Yeah.
So the black ones are from the holiday show that we did. So they're like they have like snow in the logo.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like the frosty cool. Root beer.
Yeah.
That was like what I was inspired by for those logos. The pink ones are for the all women show that I did in March. You can have as many as you want. Yeah.
Yeah, let me get one of each.
Oh, so there's 4? No?
There's 4 different designs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's the holiday one, the one from the all-women show, and then there's the OG logo, but one of them is like a glitter sticker, and the other one's like a holographic. Yeah, the OG logo is those red ones.
So have you always been like really creative?
Yeah, but I never had anywhere to like channel it into.
Okay. You didn't do any like theater or
I did do theater. I almost went to Booker T. Yeah, I just I auditioned for the theater program at Booker T. Like I said, I went to private Catholic school. So while we were there in 8th grade, I remember they handed us a test. And they're like, hey, this test is it's like a test score. If you're going to another private Catholic high school, they need this test. If you're going to a public school, don't worry about it. But you still have to take it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to a public school, so it doesn't matter. So I bullshitted the test. And when I auditioned for Booker T, they told me, they were like, yeah, no, you got into the theater program, but your test score was bad. And I was like, what test? Because I didn't remember taking a test. And they're like, the one you took at your school. And I was like, oh, the one that I bullshitted because I didn't think mattered for anything.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so then I just went to Woodrow. But I think that was better for me anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how different I'd be now if I would have went to Booker T. Because, like, don't get me wrong. I love, like, art. And I love, like, all the artistic stuff. But, like, I feel like I needed that good hood balance that I got from going to Woodrow.
Yeah, so I mean, you spent your entire school career, at least up until that point, in a private school.
Yeah.
Sort of outside of the community.
That's still scary. How was that? Was that a big change, or did you not really feel anything?
At the time, I would have told you, like, I felt nothing different. But looking back, it was definitely a big change. Yeah. But again, that's looking back. At the time, it just was like, it was just another school that I was going to. But, like, I don't know. I was so naive as a high schooler. And this is another thing. I feel like everyone should look back at their lives from 10 years before and be like, oh, I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not growing.
Yeah.
If you don't look back and be like, who was just letting me walk around without a caregiver, you know? Like, But yeah, I was so naive in high school. Like, I thought so much shit was fake. Like, it was just beyond me. Like, I thought, like, people doing drugs, like, I was like, oh, no one's actually doing that. We're all just, like, y'all are just talking about that.
Ricky was barred out.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it. At that time, that's what the era was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never fell into it.
Wow.
I was also terrified of my dad. Like, I couldn't imagine doing a drug. I was like, he'll know immediately.
He'll inject it.
I remember, like, right before high school, and again, this is before I knew what my dad went to prison for. He just, like, sat me down, like, the summer before high school, and he was like, hey, you're going to go to high school. It's a public high school. It's completely different than what you're used to. He's like, there's going to be drugs around. There's going to be this around, you know, everything. And again, in my head, I'm like, gosh, no one does that, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember he looked me in my eyes and he was like, we don't do drugs. We sell them.
I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I said.
And I remember when he told me that, I was like, you're crazy. You don't sell drugs. Again.
So when you actually found out, he's like, I told you.
Yeah, so now that I recontextualized that, I was like, oh yeah, he was telling me the truth. No. And see, that's what I'm saying about being naive in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't believe anybody. I was like, no one's doing anything. You know, y'all are just talking about shit.
Did you very much understand that you were a child? Like at that time where you were like, okay, my friends aren't really doing this stuff. You know, we're all just kids. Because that's how I felt.
Maybe that's what it was. I've never looked at it from like that perspective, but that could be it.
Yeah.
Our
dad gave me that lecture going into middle school.
Yeah.
Because I was the first class that went from like the fifth grader, I was the last fifth grade class that was going to transition into sixth grade, like to middle school, or the first sixth grade class.
Yeah.
So we were driving to Jack in the Box one day, and he just told me, he's like, hey, you're going to sixth grade this year. It was like in the summer before it was about to start. There's drugs there. People OD'd because we went to a bad middle school.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go through the metal detectors. The kids might have weapons. Like, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
And I was a sensitive little baby. So I was
He was. Oh, Lord.
He
was scared. He was scared.
No, I wasn't scared from middle school.
Right.
I wouldn't say I was scared of anyone in the school. I was just always scared of my dad. Mm-hmm. So I was like, nothing y'all can do can terrify me. None of y'all can bully me. I get bullied every day at home. You know, like.
Did that naiveness get you into issues in high school? Like, do you wish that it had been different because you would have?
No, because I wasn't like.
You were just naive the whole entire time.
Yeah, I wasn't rebellious or anything like that. It was still at the time where it's like I was so naive, like getting in trouble like meant something. Mm-hmm. You know, now as an adult, like there's very little that scares me. Like cops don't scare me. Like a manager at a Chipotle doesn't scare me. You know, it's like really none of y'all can stop me from doing whatever I want to do. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have that awareness in high school. And again, that's not saying that I was scared. I just didn't want to get into trouble because I was scared of what my dad would do to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why is it that dads have such a effect on us?
I don't know, and I think about that. Yeah, I think about that a lot because I'm like, if I had a kid, would I want to be as strict? But like,
goddamn Mexicans.
Yeah, I don't know what person I would be if I didn't have a strict dad. Yeah. Like it did turn me into the person I am today. Because there's a lot of times I see shit in men where I'm just like, oh, y'all are pussies, and it's not your fault. Like
you weren't raised
You just
right.
didn't have someone in your life telling you that that's whole shit that you're doing right now.
Yeah. See, our dad was exactly the opposite of your dad. He was the easygoing, relaxed one, which made our mom have to be, but she didn't want to be, Yeah. But he was just so, like, irresponsible, I feel like, that...
Yeah, he treated us more like friends than children.
Yeah.
That's a problem, too.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance of it. Like, your children have to respect you.
Yeah.
Enough to, like, not want to do anything wrong. But also, you can't just put so much fear into them that they feel like making a mistake is gonna, piss you off enough to where you're gonna do something to them.
Yeah,
it's a weird line to toe.
That's the thing too. That's weird about having kids is like because something that's completely nonchalant to you as an adult, just like you losing your temper and yelling.
Yeah.
Like 20 years later, your kid is like in therapy for that.
Yeah, it's like the biggest deal, and you have no idea until they get older, and they don't even have any idea at the time until they start looking back. And
Yeah. Oh, that was the moment.
Yeah.
Being a parent is so fucked.
Oh yeah, no, you deserve an award. I would get.
Yeah.
I want kids, but I don't have time right now.
So what's your day-to-day like? What does it look like?
My day-to-day right now?
Yeah, you have a 9 to 5 or you're just doing comedy?
I mean, I do have it's a 6 to 2:30.
Those are nice times.
Yeah, it's good. I'm in aviation. I build airplane engines. That's my day job. That's
you
Monday
build
through.
them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's a Monday through Friday.
Like George Lopez.
That what?
I said like George Lopez.
Is that what he did before?
No, it was the TV show. It was he worked at an aviation warehouse.
Oh, I never knew. I just thought it was a warehouse.
No, it was aviation because I remember one episode they shut the warehouse down because one of their planes crashed and they thought it was one of their parts.
Ah, that makes sense. I gotta go back and watch that show
that's
now.
cool.
I remember watching that growing up and being like, I don't know where they work, but it's like a factory or something.
Yeah, but they're funny.
So currently I'm taking Monday and Tuesdays off of comedy because I have a little BMW station wagon project car that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I was doing 7 days a week in comedy.
Oh shit.
So it'd be Mondays would be Comedy Arena in McKinney for the open mic. And then once a month, there's also Alexander's in the Gayborhood. Stefan runs that. That's a good mic. And then Tuesdays would be either Arlington Improv or Plano House of Comedy if I got booked for like their triple threat. And then Wednesdays would be either Dallas Comedy Club or Hyenas when they were doing it. Thursdays I do Backdoor. And then Friday and Saturday I save free for shows. And then Sundays I do either the Dallas Comedy Club open mic that's hosted by Peyton or Addison Improv does a writing workshop on Sundays. And if you do that and then get out in time, TK's is like up the street and you can do their open mic.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the schedule for a long time. It's not as chaotic anymore. But the ones I don't miss for sure every week are Wednesday and Thursday.
Is that why you were saying that you spend a lot on gas because you go to a bunch of? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I spend so much in gas money.
Well, a big car.
Yeah, I drive a Ford Raptor, and I get 10 miles a gallon. So
that's not good, right?
No, that's terrible.
That's crazy.
And so yeah, I'm doing about a month, probably like $400 to $600 in gas, and then if I have so at the beginning of the month, every month I was doing an out of town show. That was more gas money.
Yeah.
So
but you could write it off.
You could, but I just haven't. you know.
What the heck? How much is that a year?
I don't want to calculate that.
That's a week,
but
right?
Now that I am calculating it in my head, it's like 7,200. Too much. But yeah, January I did a show in Oklahoma.
You drove.
Mm-hmm. Me and Peyton carpooled.
I love Peyton.
I love Peyton too. Shout out Peyton.
Shout out Peyton.
And then February, did I do Waco? Yeah, I did Waco in February, and then March I did Tyler, Texas at Rose City.
Jesus.
A lot of people go out to that one.
Yeah, Rose City's cool.
How far away is that?
2 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Waco's 2 hours. The Oklahoma show was actually the closest one. That one was like an hour away because it was right on the border of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like if you've gone to do Choctaw or to just gamble or whatever, it's like 15 minutes from that. That's where the show was.
Oh, okay.
It was at a weed store, dispensary. Yeah, I don't know the names. I don't do drugs.
Yeah, they got the weed up there.
Yeah,
really
medical.
Yeah.
So you have to have a card. Say you got cataracts or something.
I used to do HVAC work up there with her husband. And we would always pass. Anytime we would go up there, we'd be working on trailers, just putting new units in and shit. But we would always pass by one same spot where it was a bunch of Trump flags, and then mixed in were a bunch of weed flags.
That's funny. Oh, were you in Denton?
Okay. Damn.
Oklahoma's a weird state.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only time I've ever been.
Yeah.
I've been in Dallas my whole life. Like, I never even went to Fort Worth until 2 weeks ago.
I've never been. Last year was the first time I went to Fort Worth. Too.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I went to go do...
I hate it.
I had a show at a Red Room in Hyenas in Fort Worth, and that's the only time I've been to Fort Worth.
I don't like it at all. There's police there everywhere.
It's a weird... What is it, a city?
It's
town?
weird.
City.
Yeah.
It's weird. I just always equate it to just like cholos and cowboys. That's all it's
Cholos are out there?
But with nothing. And homeless, everywhere. Everywhere.
I can't complain about homeless. There's homeless all over my neighborhood.
Yeah. There's homeless all around here.
No, but I mean, I don't know why in Fort Worth they're
It's everywhere.
literally
Well, you went to the downtown Fort Worth.
Yeah, I'm in downtown Fort Worth. I work over there.
Yeah.
I work over there.
Oh, you work over there?
Yeah, I hate it.
I hate it because there's so much construction on all the highways.
Well, that's everywhere.
Yeah,
DFW.
that's-
Yeah, but I feel like that's so much more mismanaged, especially in downtown. Or maybe that's just me. I had a friend that got into a car accident out there on 4th of July a couple years ago.
Damn.
Fucked up his leg real bad.
Oh yeah.
I got into a car accident out in Denton.
Yeah, that's him too. I know.
So you know where the new Buc-ee's is? Well, it's not new now, but when I got into the accident, the Buc-ee's was still, it wasn't open yet. It was getting built. I was dating a girl that lived out in Denton at the time, so I would go out there every weekend, and I saw them crane the Buc-ee's logo onto the sign, all that shit. Every week I'd see them do further progress.
Yeah.
And one time I was driving into Denton, and it was 3 a.m, and I was in my first car was a 1997 two-door Tahoe, and I had it done up. Yeah.
Awesome.
I've never seen a two-door.
Yeah, I'll show y'all
see
pictures.
so many fake ones on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I still have it. I'm getting it fixed right now. That's how long it's been since the wreck. I'm still getting it fixed.
Jeez.
But yeah, there was only 2 lanes on the highway. It was 3 a.m, and I hit a big ass pothole. And when I hit it, the front end of the truck jumped up. And when it came back down, it just lost control. And I started bouncing off both the walls like a ping pong ball. And you know what's funny? As it was happening, I wasn't scared. I wasn't, worried about what was going to happen to me because I didn't get injured. Nothing happened to me at all. But I felt in slow motion that it was happening, and I was just my dad is gonna be pissed at me. I feel as I was wrecking, I was God damn it, I'm in so much trouble. And then the car stopped moving, and I was all right, let me call my dad now.
Was he mad?
Yeah. But he wasn't mad because I wrecked my car, because that's an accident. He was mad because he told me not to go to Denton. And I was I'm gonna go.
I remember I was going up to A&M for friends. They were doing a ring dunk. You know what that is? So basically, when you're graduating from an A&M, you get your
yeah. No, I know about that.
You get a pitcher of beer, and you throw the ring in there, and you have to chug the pitcher before you can get your ring. Mm-hmm. So my buddy, shout out to Johnny, he was doing his, and me and my other friend, we went up there to go support and party. Got fucked up. The next day, we had left my friend Johnny's car at the house that we were partying at. So I drove my car. It was a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I drove it with his brother, our other friend, and him. His brother and him got out of the car, but my other friend was in the back seat, and he was a little bigger dude.
Yeah.
And we were in the cul-de-sac, so I was driving, trying to make a U-turn in the cul-de-sac, and as I was driving, he jumped forward, and I was don't jump forward, just wait until I stop. And he was no, fuck you. So he jumps over, and I was all right. So I hit the gas, going almost, hit almost 60, because it was actually a V8 Jeep. So I hit almost 60, hit that turn really fucking hard. And then as I'm starting to straighten out, he's do it, you fucking pussy. I was okay. So I hit the brakes. He falls forward and then pushes my windshield almost completely out.
Damn.
Yeah. And then we were just laughing.
What the? Yeah. Stupid.
And then I immediately tried to think of fuck, what am I going to tell mom? I ended up telling her that we were doing all that, but a dog ran in the way, and I hit the brakes instead of me being a dumbass and just hitting the brakes.
You idiot.
That's funny.
It's so funny.
I've crashed. Well, I just recently broke 2 cars.
How?
The first car. What happened to the first car?
She ran it without oil for an undisclosed amount of time.
What the fuck? Why?
That's not true. It's half true. I did run it for a while without oil because that's not my job. And then when I went,
whose job is it?
My husband's. That's
Okay,
why I got married.
That's fair. That's
Hello.
fair. I'll give you that one.
And
Bring him in here.
right.
I want to talk to him.
And then when I finally did go and take it, I don't know what happened. I guess the car absorbed the oil too fast.
The cars don't absorb oil. They're not sponges.
Well, I don't know what happened.
She just ran it without oil for, I don't even know. I don't know how long.
Yeah, you fucked up the motor.
I don't know. That's not my
That's
business.
what the motor needs for lubrication.
Yeah. So whenever she took it to the place to get it changed, they didn't drain anything out of it because it didn't have anything. And then they put oil in it, and she was on the way to my place, right?
Uh-huh.
I drove from Carrollton to my house to your house.
So Carrollton to Mesquite to Ferris.
Texas.
So what happened to the oil?
I don't know.
She ran it. It was just burning oil, and then
So it burned everything.
It burned at first before she got it changed. She burned it. Ran with it. This is speculation. I don't know how she does, and I don't know how long it had been since she changed the oil previous.
Why do you keep saying she?
Because it's your car and you were driving.
Well, it was you in the car, but someone in your household should have checked on it.
Right. Right.
I'll start saying they. I'm sorry
Right.
for misusing your pronoun.
Thank you so much.
So I don't know how long it had been since they had changed the oil.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently after they did that, it was already too late. It was running completely dry. And then they put the new oil in, but we took it out. We were taking it out, and it looked basically completely black.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it was and when we took it out, we shined the light on it. It was all glittery.
Oh yeah. You fucked up all your bearings.
I don't know what any of that means, but it just started knocking around.
Yeah. Engine knock.
Yep.
And then it stopped working. But I was like 5-10 minutes away from my brother's house, so then he came and got me.
Yeah.
And then with the second car, a lady or somebody in front of me was driving, and I guess they didn't see that there was pieces of a leftover tire, but it was a big tire. It looks like a tire, like a trailer.
Yeah.
And they went over it completely, and then they pulled over, and then I went over it on the left side because I swerved a little bit, but I still stepped on it, and then it messed up the computer.
You messed up your computer?
The ECU, it was a Ford Focus. So like the ECU just like dangling.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the tire just like hit it right at the exact spot.
Yeah.
And it
Knocked it loose.
Yeah, and knocked it completely off of the.
Yeah, that computer shit's expensive to fix. And they got to reprogram everything to your car.
Yeah.
They just asked us, or told us that we had to get new keys too. Because we didn't have the ones, or he didn't give them the key. Something about the key, and we have to get 2 new keys, and we have to get them so that he can program them.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of the newer cars that run on all those computers. It's kind of hard to do anything mechanically because you still have to tell the computer that you did that thing.
Yeah.
Like even on like some newer cars, if you don't have a scan tool, you can't like take off the change oil light.
Oh shit!
So like even if you change the oil, the car's like, so you didn't tell me that you did it, you know?
Yeah. And then I got another car, and that one's fine.
What do you have now?
A Ford Explorer, but it's old.
It's a cop car.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah, they're all cop cars.
No.
But the ones that cops have are badass.
They have reinforced rear ends. They have different suspension,
Different engines.
We get all the good stuff.
The cop cars, you can always tell. As a tip for anyone, if you see a Ford Focus without roof rails, that's a cop.
I do have roof rails.
Yeah, all of them do except the cop ones.
Dana, thank you. Because I never grab them. There was a truck, and you can kind of tell once you're close enough to them when they don't have like the, what's it called? They're not like it doesn't look like a cop car.
Yeah.
It's
they
invisible
have, like,
or whatever.
the ghost stickers on them and stuff.
And I was driving, thank God I was driving the speed limit because there was a black truck and they had them. I saw them as soon as I got closer, but they had the speed thingy.
See,
Is that over by my place?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
fucking
dog
whole
ram,
ass.
or a ram,
Uh-huh.
like a brand new one too.
Mm-hmm.
That is a cop car, and it just has.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, why would you be hiding? Like, it's
That's
Yeah.
entrapment, isn't it?
It feels like it. Because the other thing is, too, is like, shouldn't you be worried about real crime?
Right.
Shouldn't
No.
you be investigating pedophiles or something? Why are you bothering me?
Because they're a part of the ring.
Because I got to take a shit, so I'm speeding on the highway.
That's the realest thing I've ever heard.
I'll
Half
tell
the
the
time
cop
I'm
that.
speeding because I have to go piss.
That's what I tell the cop. I'll be like, dude, I'm going to shit myself, and I'm going to send you the bill to clean this interior if you don't let me go right now.
That's crazy, yeah.
I've gotten out of a speeding ticket because of that.
Yeah, because it's...
Because it's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the cop.
They will tell you, yeah?
Well, I've never had... I don't get pulled over a lot. I'm very mindful of the
Conscious.
law. Just because I don't want to be involved in any problems.
I feel like that must be really easy. Like, that must be a really good life. Just doing everything the right way.
Well, I wouldn't say I do everything the right way, but I know what
The big stuff.
I know what I can and can't get away with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do anything dumb in front of people that I know could get me in trouble.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
The crowd that you run with.
Yeah.
Get you in trouble.
True.
Yeah. People talk.
But I've also been in jail like twice. I used to do cheese.
Yeah. No, I've heard. I listen to the show.
Oh, no. But, like, I can never imagine.
So, okay, is cheese, what was cheese? Like, it was a powder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know it was like Tylenol, PM, and heroin, right?
Yeah. It was a powder. And it wasn't yellow, but it looked like
It was.
not
Like
white,
an
off-white.
yeah, like an
Yep.
eggshell.
Yep. Yep. That was crazy.
If it was cut
Crazy
up real bad,
time.
it was a lot darker.
Yeah.
Like if it was more Tylenol than heroin.
I just remember falling asleep.
Yeah.
It was like that's what the teachers would tell us. Like, hey, if you're falling asleep in class, like just know we're gonna go. Send
We're
you
going to
to-
think you're on
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna send you to the nurse and get tested. And then I was just there, like, I'm 11.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I remember that being a big thing when I was in private school, so like,
Your
That-
dad was probably slanging that shit.
no, Coke only. We had morals.
And you're elevated in society.
Yeah, exactly.
Coke is like a vitamin.
For most people.
Coke is like a upscale drug.
Yeah.
So really, your dad was probably, he put you in private school so that he could have a upscale
Clientele. No, he wasn't telling anyone. I mean, they could probably figure it out by looking at him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what did he do after that?
he went to prison and then got out of prison, and then kind of just took a while to figure things out, and then he re-enrolled into college, and he's graduating from college next week.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's going to be a civil engineer.
Talk about a comeback.
He went to UT Arlington. And,
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's graduating with honors and shit next week.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn, your dad's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. I should have him
Can
on
we
this
have
show.
it? I was
Way more interesting.
Honestly,
I mean, if you could hook it up, that's crazy.
I have a lot of questions.
I know. You and Ralph kind of have the same thing going on, Ralph Barboza.
Yeah,
That's funny.
kind of similar.
Yeah.
My dad and his dad are like best friends.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
So are you close to Ralph, or do you know him? Or?
I
He
know
said
him.
his dads are best friends.
I know him. We've interacted a couple times, but we're not like best friends or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
We don't hang out and shit.
Wow, that's
But I knew
crazy.
him from before too, because the
Before the
barbershop
fame.
where he cut hair, my uncle owns that barbershop.
Oh, shit.
So my uncle and Ralph are like super tight. So I would see him whenever I would go get my hair cut and stuff. This was, before
Yeah.
he
Y'all are
blew
about
up.
the same age, right, bro?
Yeah, I think he's like a year older or something like that.
Do they cut with tijeras at that barbershop?
I'm sure they do. Yeah. I know they use clippers, but I'm sure if you asked, they would use tijeras.
Yeah, because I have a toddler and he has really curly hair and we don't want to put the clippers.
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
Wanted.
They're already told you Isaac with the hair.
I know. I need to really hit him up because I hate the way they do John's hair where he goes.
What do you mean?
Respectfully, please don't give at him.
What do you mean, John? It's fake.
No, what they did this last time, and my poor baby, he was out here thinking he was balding.
John?
Yeah, he was really like going through it.
Oh, he
was having identity issues.
Yeah, because I know, and I called it out because I always do. I hate it when they cut his hair, and I was like, babe, they put your line too far back. And he goes, no, I think I'm balding, and then he was like, I was like, no, you're not balding. He hasn't got a haircut in a while. Tell me why it all grew back, and it's up to here now.
But he has not a weird hairline. He has a good hairline. But it's one of those that like makes your forehead smaller.
Yeah,
that's the correct way. Like it makes it like a block
if he doesn't get like the proper edge up, it looks weird.
And they edged it up all the way to the back.
I think they probably got confused and thought it was more like a horseshoe shape.
Yeah.
You know, so they were pushing the lines back.
They didn't know where to take it.
But they've been doing his hair forever, like years.
I got a bad haircut like that one time. They edged me up like back here. Ooh, yeah. I was in middle school too. But like, I went to school with white people. They didn't know what the hell was going on.
What an advantage.
Yeah.
Remember that one time I got a haircut and I FaceTimed you and mom? Or no, I sent y'all a video because I was freaking out because I had like a bald patch right here. It was just like the shadow of it just because they had cut it like a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't go to that. I didn't go back
no,
to that.
No, hell no. You would have had to shave it all off.
Yeah, I would have.
I got in trouble because I used to get designs in my hair. And yeah, they were like, you can't have that. And I was like, y'all are racist. Just because I'm Mexican.
Yeah. I told Jamal you can't have dreads now. Pieces of shit.
There was like 3 black kids in the whole school. And the school went from kindergarten to 8th grade.
And how many other people?
In Mexicans, there was probably like 2 per grade.
Damn.
So like maybe 20.
That's crazy for me to think because we grew up with nothing but Mexicans in our class.
Yeah. Well, see, that was what was weird. Was like I went to school full time with like all these white people, but like my neighborhood wasn't in a white neighborhood. Like the kids on that street were mostly Mexican.
And you would be out with them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then like whenever my dad got locked up, my mom didn't have anywhere to send us in the summer, so she would look up like free summer camps. And those were really just like a park next to the projects, and it was like all black kids. Mm-hmm. And so then after that, it was like Boys and Girls Club. That was all like black and brown kids too. Mm-hmm. So it'd be in the summer, I'd be with like all the minorities, and then I'd go back to school, and I was like the ghetto kid amongst all these white kids.
So you really you were in both worlds.
Yeah. That's why I also say like I didn't feel like it was much of a change up going to that public school. Mm-hmm. But as far as like, I guess being around other kids like that for the full year, I guess that was the biggest switch up. Yeah. But also, when I got to Woodrow, they had a new program called IB, International Baccalaureate, which was basically college level classes, but you didn't get college credit for it.
Awesome whole shit.
Yeah. So I was in that since like freshman year, and most of the kids in that were white too. So like when I'd go to football practice, it'd be like all the Mexican kids and stuff. And when I'd be at lunch, I'd sit with like all my Mexican friends. They'd be like, man, why are you in class with all those white people? And I'd be like, I don't know. It's just the classes I'm in. I don't know. Why aren't y'all in those classes?
Why can't you read, Jaime?
Yeah. Well, see, I didn't know how fucked up the education system was until my senior year of high school, because I left the IB program because one of my counselors was like, oh, yeah, you have enough credits to graduate. You could have graduated last year. And I was like, oh, damn. And they were like, yeah, you just need to stay basically in school and pass like one more English class, and you got enough credits to leave. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I want to get out of the IB program then. Because I was like, I'm not going to get college credit for any of this shit. They're going to make me write like a 10-page essay. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And so the second half of my senior year, I switched over to regular classes. But I only needed an English class to pass. So I had like 2 gym periods, 2 free periods, a computer class. Basically, I was free all day, except for my government class and my English class. And I remember when I got to my regular level senior English class, the first day we were doing stuff that I had been doing in like the 8th grade. And that teacher was the same teacher I had for the IB program English class. And I remember at the end of class, I pulled him to the side and I was like, hey, why are we doing stuff that I did 5 years ago. And he was like, because this is a normal level English class. He's like, you're not in a normal level class anymore. Or you're not in your like advanced classes anymore. And that's when I was like, oh, y'all are dumb. I was like, y'all are stupid. And the thing is, like, you don't even know it.
Yeah.
If you're in those classes, you're just like, oh, this is just what we're learning.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Isn't that sad?
it's very sad. But
Crazy.
yeah, because I remember our assignment was to write a 1-page like story. Not even like college ruled paper. It was regular ruled. It was just like, it's basically a paragraph.
Yeah.
Like, so
It's the government. They want to keep us stupid.
I finished in like not even 15 minutes. You know, classes are like an hour. And I
that
turned.
was the assignment for the whole
That was
class.
the assignment for the whole day.
It wasn't even like, write this for 20 minutes and then we'll share
No.
and talk about it.
It was by the end of the class, turn in 1 page.
Yeah.
And so I turned it in and I was like, okay.
But honestly, that's also like a lot to ask of these kids
Yeah.
that are not that are not at grade level.
Well,
So-
so many kids now are graduating with, like, not at their reading level. And not even just like, oh, they're graduating like with a freshman or sophomore. It's like they're graduating with elementary school level.
Yeah.
reading level.
Yeah.
Especially after the pandemic. Kids got stupid.
Yeah.
My kids got so dumb.
Yeah. I mean,
But
if you're not going to school, like, what else is there to do, you know?
And also,
Well-
you can't expect kids to like pay attention, sit down in front of a computer. Like, you're on
But-
the thing that shows you what
Yeah.
you want to watch.
It's also not the kid's fault. Like,
Yeah.
they don't.
yeah.
They
And
don't
unless
know.
you have parents that know what's going on and are like trying to reinforce at home,
Or parents that have the time to
Or the
really
time.
do that.
Yeah.
because if not, it's like your parents are like, for us, for example, we had the car situation. We're not getting home till like 8:00 at night, and so we've had to sacrifice our kids' sleep to be able to still work with them, because at that point we have to keep them up for another hour so that we can,
Yeah.
You
Get
know?
all the work done.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what's crazy because, like, man, I don't know. I go back and forth, like, especially with like the going to private school stuff, because I'm like, yeah, it is weird going to school with nothing but white people, but also I got a great education out of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I did have a kid, I'm like, would I want to take them away from like or being around their culture so they can get a better education, or am I gonna have a dumb kid? You know?
Did you ever think of going to that magnet school that's over in Oak Cliff, Townview? Was that ever like an option?
I knew people that went to it, but that's the other thing. I didn't think I was smart. I didn't think I was, even now, like, I don't think I'm like smart. I think I know more than like the average person. But like, no, I thought I was pretty dumb all the way until I found that out about like regular classes.
Well,
Even though you were in the advanced classes?
Yeah, I just thought like, oh, this is just what they have me in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because no one ever told me like, oh, you're smart. Oh, you're a gifted kid. Like, we never had any of those programs.
because you were already in
Yeah.
private school, like those are
Yeah.
supposed to be.
So yeah, I never like thought I was like smarter than anyone else.
Yeah. That's kind of good. You know, you don't get a complex.
Yeah, now I have it.
Now I know I'm smarter than everyone.
No, it's just I don't think I'm smarter than everyone. I think I do a lot of research. I have a big insecurity about like my level of intelligence. So I never want to look like I'm dumb or like I don't know something in front of anyone. So I research a lot of stuff. That way, if it ever comes up in conversation, I can be like, oh yeah, I know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't healthy either. Like, you know.
I wish I cared enough, because it's pretty known that I know shit about shit.
Yeah, but also like, if it doesn't bother you, then what does it matter?
Or
It
just
bothers
pertain
me.
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
it really
we were
doesn't.
talking about something and like I said something wrong, it would bother me the rest of the day. I would get home and be like, they think I'm so dumb.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's why I don't like digging too deep into like politics or anything, where I'm just so that I can just be like, I don't know anything, so I don't want to talk about it.
The best thing is to stay out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best thing is to get involved as much as you can.
No. I mean, you should know for your personal self, but I'm talking stay out of it as far as like trying to change someone's mind.
Yeah. No,
You're
I'm
never going to do that. Like
I did when
Yeah.
I was younger. I did very much like during the 2016 election.
Oh yeah, me too. Well, see, that was the good thing. This is going to sound crazy starting off. The good thing about the Trump presidency was that it forced a lot of young people to get involved in politics.
Yeah.
Because
that was probably the worst thing that they could have done.
Yeah, it was just like that.
Because now the kids are in fucking college.
Well,
and
up until that point, I didn't care about politics.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is so wrong. Like, I need to find out what we can do about it.
Isn't it so sad when you realize that there's nothing you can do?
No, you can't do anything at all.
But there's also a freedom in that where it's like, okay, I can't do anything about that, but the only thing I can do is what actually.
It's a moral thing.
I wish I could just leave it at that, like stop there. But for me, I hate injustice. Like it's one of my.
Yeah.
I go so hard for any injustice and try to.
Love injustice.
I love
so
Young Justice, the TV show. You seen that one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Young Justice. I've never seen it. I think okay.
I get so consumed by it.
So the two thoughts of like the two trains of thoughts that I think of when it comes to being like you can't do anything is my point of view that I go after is like, okay, I can't do anything about it, but that doesn't mean that I should just give up on everything I believe in. Mm-hmm. Like it's a moral thing as far as like I'm not doing this because I think it's going to change anything. I'm doing this because I feel like this is what's right.
Right.
And the other approach of being like, there's nothing we can do, so what does anything matter? I feel like that's very like nihilistic, and that's not anything that I want to like fall into.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm the opposite. I follow the nihilism.
Yeah,
but in more of in the sense of like nothing matters except for the things that you want to matter. So like that's where the freedom comes into it. Where like that's the way I see it. Where it's like as if I don't care about any of this stuff, it gives me more mental space and more capacity to care about the things that I do care
it puts the power back into you of being like nothing is important unless I give it importance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
Yeah, go ahead.
Even in 2016, I was upset about it, but I wasn't like it was kind of like okay, whatever. Like I have my hands full with my kids. If something pops off, I guess we're all dead. But it isn't until this year and like all the Gaza stuff that's going on, the genocide and everything, where I started to, fall into rabbit holes.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a time where I'm so disappointed in everything because I didn't know, and now I'm like everything is fake. I feel that they fail. Yes, duped. I was about to say gypped, but
like you got played. Yeah.
Bamboozled.
Yeah.
Speckledorf.
And now that's enough.
Keep going. I love fucking synonyms.
What did you say that last one?
Speckledorf? That's a SpongeBob reference.
Yeah. I don't even know what that one is.
It's not even the word, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
That's why I was trying to bring a little levity to it.
Thank you.
SpongeBob always fixes everything.
That's crazy.
He's gay.
Well, okay.
That fixes everything too.
Only homophobes care about that. Am I right?
Oh.
I was gonna say like everyone's a little gay, but I was like, well, I'm not. So I
Well, what are you?
Straight, super straight. Yeah.
Never had a thought.
What does that mean? I've
that
plenty
can
of,
be.
I've had plenty of thoughts.
A gay thought.
Oh, I thought you meant like hoes. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't thought your house? What's your count?
Oh, that's personal.
You're right, because if it was a woman, I would never.
I don't kiss and tell. Unless you bring up names, I'll agree. Unless the rumor sounds good.
Okay, well, are you in love currently? I love love. So
no.
You're not in
I'm in love with comedy.
Okay, that's your wife right now.
I'm dating comedy right now.
My brother and I go back and forth because, like, I just found out what a touring comedian's career is. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially what you want to, like, work towards. And I didn't understand it until I saw it. Like,
it's so sad.
It's so sad.
It's so lonely.
So much travel. Mm-hmm. You're gone all the fucking time.
Now. And I'm not even, like, on the road. Well, like, that's another big thing with, like, dating. All right, first off, let's just...
Yeah, get it.
Don't fuck your coworkers. Like, don't
What do you mean by that?
Don't fuck any comedians.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just a message to anyone.
But people that are not in the comedy space can.
Yeah,
Right.
of course. But I'm saying, if you're a comedian,
Don't fuck your openers.
don't fuck any comedians.
Yeah.
If you go to an open mic looking for pussy, like, go get a gym membership.
Get
Go-
out.
Yeah, go join like a crocheting league or something. It's a workplace.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. The only way that I would go after another comic is like if I really felt like it could work out into something more.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But like for you to just fuck around, that's so weird. You're gonna see this person if you're really in it 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Or one of y'all could potentially ruin it for the other one.
Yeah. And then not only that, you know, even if like you only tell the closest people to you and they only tell the closest people to them, everyone's going to find out eventually.
Yeah.
I know so much shit about comics that have like fucked each other that I've barely even had conversations with.
That's crazy.
Like,
but
people
also
talk.
same.
Yeah, it's like there's just drama.
It's a good little juicy gossip scene here in Dallas.
No, I mean, yes and no.
For us
Okay,
outsiders.
if you like, again, and I know this is the Chismes podcast. If
Yeah.
you love Chismes, like, yeah, it's great. But yeah, if you just want to stay out of drama, just don't do it because people talk. So that's my like first rule.
So you would, but unless it was something where you would never.
I can't say I would never because I mean, as much as I talk shit, like,
Right.
I mean, if opportunity presents itself, it's going to be hard to say no.
Yeah.
But like,
Especially if both parties are like down.
yeah, and I
Like,
wouldn't.
have the
But
conversation.
I don't think afterwards I wouldn't be happy with myself.
Okay.
Even if it was like both of you were like on the same page and it was just this and
I don't know. It'd have to be very circumstantial.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just
But I do agree with you. Like,
yeah. But my main point that I'm making is I'm not going out looking to fuck any comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we'll see. The other thing is like, because I am at comedy clubs pretty much all of my free time, I don't really have time to date anyone. So the couple times that I have tried to date since I've started doing stand-up, it's always like, oh, you have to go to another open mic tonight?
yeah.
Yeah. And
Dude, and the
That's
way
my
that you
whole
were
thing.
doing it,
yeah, and they're like, you can't skip one. No. If I skip this one, someone else is going to be working harder than me, and they're going to get booked on this show. I just can't let that go. And if I don't get booked, it's like, okay, we plan a date. Okay, we're going to go out this Friday. They get to my house, and as they're getting to my house, someone texts me, hey, do you want to fill in a spot? Yeah, I do. Sorry, we got to cancel this date.
oh my God, really?
Yeah, because my goal is to do comedy full time.
Yeah.
Like, you're cool. I would love to hang out if you can understand this. But if you can't understand that, like, I'm trying to do something bigger than the both of us, then like,
It's hard to understand that when you're first like
yeah.
starting
So
out.
that's why, like, pretty much like right now, I'm really not looking for anything. I haven't looked for anything in 8 months. I've just been
So you have dated like while you were doing comedy?
a little. I tried, but it just never worked out. And
because of that, because
yeah,
you
since
were always choosing comedy.
since I haven't been like trying to date, like, and I've just been solely focused on comedy, like, shit's just been going good for me. Like, in comedy, obviously nowhere else. Like,
That's so sad.
well, see, this is the thing. It's like, yeah, comedy wise, like, I'm killing it. I'm doing great right now.
Yeah.
But that bed is cold at night. When I get home after I murder, and I'm like, oh man, I'm the best comic, and then I lay my head on that pillow, I'm like, I'm so sad. I'm so lonely. Like,
Get a pet.
I have a dog. He's cool. Yeah.
Not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Can't fuck your dog.
No. I mean, you can, but that's,
No, you
Sad
cannot.
I mean, you physically can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
you.
have
I
the
mean, I guess you
ability.
could.
I
but-
don't think you should, but
No.
I don't think your dog thinks you should either.
Yeah. Dude, there was that. There was like a college professor that got caught fucking his dog.
It's gross. People are gross. I don't know. Nothing surprises me.
He was doing it like at a park too.
What
I think
the
it was up in New York.
fuck?
Yeah. So I guess he got lucky on a date or something. With
They
it.
went public.
It's crazy.
But yeah, that's my rule right now. I'm not dating at all. If something comes up, then it will. Also, maybe I'm scared of something working out.
Have you ever been like in a long-term relationship?
Technically, I guess. I've had one official girlfriend. That lasted 11 months. And then after that ended, I got into a situationship. And that lasted like 2 years.
Oh.
That is not a situationship. That's a relationship.
No, it's not.
Back and forth.
What's a situationship?
We never put titles on anything.
But you only saw each other.
Well, I only saw her. I don't know what the hell she had going on.
Well, that can be true of any other relationship.
Yeah, but I'm saying I never asked. I didn't care.
Oh, y'all, you didn't. Oh, okay. I don't know. I think that's still for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like 2 years, fuck buddies, going back and forth.
I just needed some. I needed to know I had someone that I could text on the weekends.
Smart.
Yeah.
Where you both understand. And
At first we both understood, and then it got to a point where I guess she wanted something more. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really into it.
Well, that's why those had to get cut off eventually.
But see, that's the thing. I never lied to her. I was just like, nah, I don't want that. And then she stayed for another like year after that. So that's not my fault.
Yeah, one person in that situation, one person's always gonna hold out hope. Like, okay, maybe we just keep doing this for another couple months. And
Yeah.
Come around, or she'll come around.
Would you consider that dating?
Yeah, we were dating.
Okay.
That's a form of dating.
Yeah.
But not exclusive.
Maybe we
Casual.
were. Maybe we were exclusive. I don't
Casual
know.
dating.
Yeah. But she was never my girlfriend. I never asked her to be my girlfriend.
Do you regret it?
No. Maybe whenever she decided to stop it, I would have said I regretted it.
Yeah.
But I've had enough time to look back and I'm like, I didn't
You
want to
did?
be with her. Yeah.
Damn.
Because if I wanted to be with her, I would have been with her.
I wish that was like, honestly, always. Like, above all else,
Oh, yeah,
honesty.
I'm very honest.
Because it'd be so much easier, like,
Yeah.
at that point, she was able to cut it off and, like, move on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you were begging her back because you never had her. Y'all never were anything.
Well.
You never went back?
Well.
Yeah. But like after the absolute cutoff, you didn't like.
No. Yeah. So the absolute cutoff. After that, I never hit her back up.
Yeah.
She's married now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Good luck, Chuck.
Well, we don't know. Now, yeah. All right. This is not going to make me look good, but I don't care.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If I'm painted in a bad light. So after about like a year and let's say 10 months, something like that, she asked me, she was like, hey, would you get mad if I went on a date with another guy? And I was like, no, I don't give a fuck what you do. I was like,
I hope you didn't say it like that.
I did. I was like, no, I literally, I don't care. Like, I'm single, you're single. Like, do whatever you want. And then she was like, okay, I'm going to go on a date with another guy. And I was like, good, have fun.
Fuck off.
Yeah. And then, like, a week later, we were supposed to hang out. And she canceled our plans because she was going to go hang out with that other guy. And then that's when I got my feelings hurt. Yeah.
Would you say you were like, you dirty hoe?
I was like, what do you mean you're canceling our plans? I was like, because I didn't care. I really honest to God, I did not care if she was talking to anyone else. Mm-hmm. But don't cancel my plans, you know? Like,
Fair point.
Fair point.
No, whatever. She already knows that you're just a good fuck now and then. She's trying to find her man.
Yeah.
Well,
she did.
That is the question: is if she's trying to find something else.
She was.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So at that
Also,
point,
I mean, we made plans. That's rude to cancel. That's rude in
It
any
is
context.
rude to cancel.
It's very rude to cancel.
Yeah. We could have ended it that night, you know?
true.
But yeah, after
You were all
that,
hopeful all week for that.
I was like, hell yeah, this weekend's going to be fucking great. But yeah, so then.
Cindy over, it's gonna be awesome.
So, then after that, after she canceled the plans or whatever, I was like, all right, this Friday we're hanging out. Do not cancel. And we went out and I was like, what are we doing, man? We should just be together. I was like, let's save this thing, man.
Did she take the bait?
No.
You go, Cindy. You go, girl.
So then
She found a better, I guess.
Well, she found a dude. I don't care. I'm not saying her name. The dude that she found needed papers.
Hell yeah.
So he paid her.
I wish that would have made more sense, and that's what I told her.
She told you, like, for sure, like...
Well, no, so she's black, and the dude was from, like, the Caribbean or something like that, so he was a black dude, too.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, his aunt worked at the same place as her, and she set them up, and I was like, you're getting played right now. I just want you to know that.
Damn.
Like, I was like, that dude asked you to be his girlfriend on the third date. That's not normal.
Yeah.
I was like, and you're so obsessed over having a title, you said yes.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah. And then,
Bars.
like 2 months of them dating, he asked her to marry him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Girl, what are you doing?
and then she was
Cindy.
like, I'll think about it, whatever. And then she called me, and I was like, why are you asking me what to do? I was like, that's dumb. I was like, honestly, it would make more sense if he was paying you. I would have a little bit more respect.
Right.
I was like, but you just sound dumb right now.
Wow.
So then we didn't talk after that for like a month. And then she had called me back like a month later and was like, I left him. I want to be with you. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it. And then that lasted like 2 weeks. And then she was like, I can't be with you.
Because of the comedy?
No, because of the other guy.
Oh.
But then what she told me, she was like, I'm just going to go be single and figure myself out. And then like 2 weeks later, I found out that they were back together. And then I think like not even a month later after that, they officially got married. And so that's why I was like, yeah, I'm not hitting her back up again for anything.
Yeah.
Cindy, but well, you can't. She's married.
Do I care?
No, I said you can't. She's married.
I can hit her up if I want.
Oh, okay.
But she come back too.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay, then. Damn.
That's rough. Damn, that's
Cindy.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, no.
Maybe what?
I can't. There's nothing that.
Maybe it's love. Maybe it's quick love.
Maybe.
To be fair,
Good for them, you know?
Yeah.
To be fair, my girl's parents dated for basically like long distance,
Yeah.
sort of, for like a year.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. They've been together 30 plus years.
Some of the best marriages are arranged marriages.
Mm-hmm. Well, not best. Some of the
Longest lasting. I just think there was a stigma back then of like getting divorced. And now people just don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They'll go through 3-4 husbands, wives before.
People get divorced quick.
Hell yeah.
Flag.
Yeah. Which that's another thing for me. Was like, if I do want to get in a relationship or not, I'm like, are we going to do this? Or is this just like a 10-year thing? Because I kind of feel like I'm wasting time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about, like, what would it have to take for some girl that wants to be with you?
I don't know. I go back and forth. Because, like, if you would have asked me, how old am I? 26?
You should date single moms.
No, I don't want any kids.
At all?
I want my own kids.
Well, what I mean by that is
Moms
she's
that have
so
joint
busy.
custody.
She understands.
Oh, but see, I wouldn't want to date them, though. Like,
Ricky does that. Ricky says that too. He would never date a single parent.
yeah, I mean,
I talked to one.
we could, like, fuck around, you know, but, like...
It would never be anything
No,
serious.
I'm not trying to...
Free son out the fridge.
I'm not
plays
trying to
PlayStation.
raise your kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I really don't even want to see them, if I'm being honest. Put all the picture frames down when I get in the house.
Yeah.
Cover up your tattoo with
You're
his
gonna
name.
fall in love with.
The 8 in the
Yeah.
arm.
You're gonna fall in love with a single mom at 3.
Don't curse me like
I
that.
am telling you right now. I see
If I
it in
do,
your.
I'm coming back and I'm burning this whole house down.
On our house.
We will not be here.
We're here for an hour a week.
No, I mean, okay. So, yeah, if you would have asked me like 5 years ago, I would just been like, I just want a girl that's funny and that likes the same music as me. But I dated someone like that, and they were dirty. So I was like...
Like
I want
dirty, like
dirty, yeah. So I was like, now I want someone that's clean and that's funny and that likes the same music as
well,
me.
what kind of music?
I don't know. I listen to so much shit that like, well, probably honestly get. I don't even think like liking music, the same music.
That's
as
not
me.
a thing anymore.
Not really. As long as I can control the radio when we're in the car.
So she just has to be clean.
So that's what I was saying now, because now I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want a girl that I know will love me and not leave me no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the only qualifier right now.
That's not bad.
Well, not the only one. But that's probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
Because I've dated girls where I'm like, yeah, I don't think you like me that much. And,
Weird.
yeah, that's not fun.
Just very understanding of she's like always going to be second.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for now.
Well, no, because the bigger you get, the less time you're going to have.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll get to a certain point where eventually I can slow down.
Well,
Hopefully.
what's your number?
What, money-wise? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. I mean...
Or does it matter more the experiences? Like,
no, it's just like, okay, that number changes depending on, like, how I get it. Right? If you were like, CAIN, you're going to win the lottery, then that number is like 300 million. You know? But if it was like, you know, you're going to work for the next 20 years of your life, if I had like 10 million in the bank, that'd be cool, you know?
you'd be able to, you'd be done.
I mean, I'd hope so. Jesus Christ, you know?
Yeah.
Or greedy people.
I just...
Or people are greedy.
Yeah, I just think, I mean, but even at that, like, I'd get so bored with not doing anything. Like, I would just start doing something else. I'd be like, how can I flip this money, you know?
Yeah. My idea with wanting to be like a touring comic is just because I'm engaged.
Yeah.
So my idea is just kind of like work really hard for a good 10, 15 years and then just make it to where we don't have to worry about money because I'm doing it and then she's just on the road with me constantly.
That'd be badass, yeah.
We're just traveling together. We have our...
Doing clubs, yeah.
That would be... I would honestly, being like a club comic would just be awesome. Just hitting every badass club all around the U.S.
Daniel Tosh said that he never wanted to do like arenas or stadiums.
Yeah.
He's like, I've always like, I wanted to get to the level where I could do theaters, and that was it. Yeah. He's like, because he's like, theaters are a little bit nicer than the club. He's like, they're not drunk. There's no food there. They're just engaged into what you're saying. He's like, also, if you're at a point where you're big and you're doing theaters and then you die down a little bit, you don't feel the fall off because you're still in theaters. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's like, you know, if you go from a stadium back down to a theater, like you're going to feel that.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I think that's
being
cool.
a very good, successful touring theater comic.
Yeah.
Is a very good.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very good
it's great
spot to be in. Where you can provide for yourself, your family. You don't have to need anything.
And I don't even know if I want to do like stand up forever. Like I love stand up a lot right now, but like I said, I'm a very creative person. Like
acting.
I don't know if I'd want to act.
Screenplay.
But you would definitely want to leverage
writer.
The comedy into something else, right?
Yeah, I want to see what other creative outlets I can get into. Definitely music. I'd like to do more music later.
You know Hannibal Buress is doing that?
Yeah. Hannibal Buress like pretty much stopped comedy and he's a rapper now.
He's partially, his shows are now partially comedy, partially his music. I think the end of his shows are like 5 or 6 songs, whatever he has.
One of the good examples of that too is like Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
Like he's like, it's like, he's like transcended comedy where he's like he's an artist, you know?
Yeah. Because he had his movie come out a couple years ago and then the last special that he put out, he did it all in his house.
Inside is crazy. Yeah. He did it like in like this room basically.
Yeah.
That was COVID, right? That was during COVID?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was during COVID. And then he, I'm not sure what he's doing now. I don't think he's touring or anything. I think he's working on. I mean,
I'm sure he's working on something secretly.
Yeah. He's working on whatever project he has coming out next.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. I just want production companies to give me enough money to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Like one thing I'd love to do if I got to a point where I was like, you know, let's say I had like 2 Netflix specials out or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And Netflix was like, what do you want to do next? I'd be like, I want y'all to pay for me to go to Paris and learn like clowning and miming.
What?
Yeah, like a traditional like clowning and miming school.
Yeah.
And just film it as a documentary.
That'd be fucking badass.
It'd be so cool.
That'd be cool.
I would love to go to Paris. Paris is one city that I would definitely love to visit.
They have cockroaches. They have bed bugs.
I just want to learn miming and clowning. Like the traditional like white face paint, the like striped shirt, the beret. Yeah, just completely silent. Because like even if that wouldn't help my stand-up or comedy or anything like that, like fundamentally it would change me as a person. Like I'd be a different person after experiencing that. And I don't do a lot of act outs on stage. But like, could you imagine you go to a comedy show and like the person coming out, like the mic is on stage, and as they're coming out, they're like pretending like they're getting blown by wind, you know? And they have to do like the rope to the mic. And it looks very professional. It looks like, he might have actually been grabbing a rope.
Yeah. Everybody's just shocked, like, is this smoke and mirrors?
Yeah. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Imagine whipping that out in an act out, you know?
That's my favorite kind of comedy, is like the surprise of everything.
Yeah.
Like there's have you ever heard of Sam Talent?
I don't think so.
He's a very good comedian. He's out of Colorado. But he has this one joke where he's talking about his wife, and he's like, and I love my wife, because she's beautiful and sweet and generation kind, and also boing.
That sounds like something that Pete Holmes would say.
Yeah. He's like a lot of his stuff is very like, the punchline ends up just being a surprise, and that's just one thing that I really like.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's how Peyton writes a lot of her shit.
Yeah, Peyton, I can't like.
I still haven't seen one of her shows.
Oh, she's so good.
I need to go to one of her shows.
I love her food truck bit. It's so funny.
My favorite joke from Peyton is the sandwich one.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
That's another one where it's just like she just hits you with it because her cadence is very slow.
Yeah. I can't.
I've seen her twice now. I've seen her at open mics, but I've seen her actually do a show twice now.
Oh, I know her whole set front to back.
Yeah.
I'm going on Tuesday. I'm going to Reno's on Tuesday. Hopefully she's there. I know she was there last Tuesday, I think.
Hit her up, see where she's
going.
Yeah.
No,
she has DCC on.
I hang out with Peyton almost like every day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's part of my little clique.
Who's your clique?
Me, Peyton, Kenny Lee, and Taylor Weddington.
I don't know the other two guys.
Two other names we gotta get on.
Yeah, y'all gotta get them on. They're great. But like, we all hang out pretty much every week. We all started around the same time, and we're all like pretty much at the same level as far as like our level of talent. Mm-hmm. And I like that because like it forces all of us to be better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, if we were hanging out with like other, like, I don't want to be like rude, but like if we were like a bunch of like mediocre comics, none of us are ever going to get better because we're all going to be like, oh man, we're killing it. You know, like, we're all on the same level. But like us seeing each other doing better and better each time forces us to be like, fuck, I got to get there.
Yeah.
And I love it. But none of us ever write together, weirdly enough.
Do y'all just kind of see each other at mics and like at shows, and you're just like, oh, like you pick something out where you're kind of like, I like that. I like the angle that you took on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If I see like, because we see each other like pretty much all the mics, we'll like help each other like punch stuff up. Mm-hmm. Like there's plenty of lines that I've gotten from them that I've given to like Peyton, Kenny, Taylor. We were always just like suggesting shit, but it's just like, I think the end goal for all of us is, this is the other thing for any artist is like, yes, the ego is telling you that you have to be the center of attention, but you have to drive the art form forward. Like the main goal is that comedy continues to win. Yeah. Like to me, that's how I feel like art has to win over anything else.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the idea of working like on a team. It's like it doesn't like everybody's own opinions don't necessarily matter. They matter in the whole core of what you want the outcome to be, you know. But a lot of people can't set aside that ego.
Oh, it's tough. It's definitely tough because sometimes I see shit and I'm like, oh, motherfucker, that should be me up there.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's healthy to an extent.
Yeah.
To try to get yourself further. Because if not, then you're just like, you're fine where you're at and you're just stagnant.
Yeah, that's an issue. But also, it's like, whenever I do talk to myself, I'm like, how much is too much? Like, what is just enough? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with. Currently, I can say like, I don't want to say never satisfied because like, I am happy whenever something good happens, but I think the thing that's tough for a lot of people to understand is like, I think everyone has an idea of like what their big break is going to be. They're like, oh, if I just do this, then it's all going to be gravy from here on out. When that's not the case.
Yeah.
Like, even if you do hit that goal that you want to hit, your reward is just going to be more work.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to do this forever.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, it's like, it's kind of, if you're lazy about it, then don't even try, because everything is going to come up with more work.
Yeah. Because, yeah, if like they're like, CAIN, we're taking you on the road, you're going to headline. Well, now I have to go on tour. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Now you have to come up with more time.
yeah, and that's what I tell people too, is like that are like constantly worried about like posting clips or like going viral. It's just like, hey, you realize if that goes viral, you're a headliner tomorrow. Do you have an hour of material? Because you're gonna need it.
Preach
if not,
it,
you're gonna be right
sister.
back here with us.
Preach. Oh my Lord, I'm so scared to go viral. Going viral is pushing you into something that you're not ready for.
Yeah,
For
It's
some people.
It's very early on, but if you have
Yeah.
a back catalog,
Yeah.
a lot of great clips and a lot of great, like for instance, like our podcast, we've been doing it like 4 years.
yeah, that's a great time. You know,
we don't have the catalog of clips necessarily, but we do have 4 years worth of episodes. That
Yeah.
you have the experience. You know how it's supposed to be done. So when you do get to that point where it's like, yeah, everything just goes up in quality.
Yeah. So eventually, once we do get that viral clip, hopefully our back catalog is enough to continue to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
people
it's not
get interested, yeah.
But
And
still, but that's my thing, is like, if you're new and you have almost nothing and you go viral, that's scary.
That's scary. That's
that
what happened
that
to
one girl,
Angela Johnson.
Yes.
Who's that?
Angela. She was the Hispanic girl that was on Mad TV.
Yeah, she was like she's like the prototype for like millennial Mexican women comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. I think all her stuff is clean too.
Yeah, she's very clean. She's
Yeah.
also very religious.
Yeah,
Like, super
that's what I was
rich.
gonna
She
say.
doesn't
She's
do
a
drugs or
comedian?
anything.
Yeah,
You'll know her if you see her.
Yeah,
You ever
she,
watch that movie with George Lopez and America Ferrera, where she was marrying the black dude.
No,
Well, she's in it.
yeah, I've seen that one.
I haven't seen it.
But she was on Mad TV, blew up from that. But prior to being on Mad TV, she had done stand up, like a year maybe?
Not even. I think it was like a month.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was
That's-
very quick.
Yeah, but then after Mad TV blowing up, that's when she started getting booked to headline, and she didn't have anything.
Yeah, it's like you got to really be on your shit. Yeah, I won't say
It worked
any
out for her.
names, but I've seen some comics go do clubs where they blow up too quick, and then they only do 30 minutes of material, and afterwards they're doing like a Q&A for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just trying to fill up time. Yeah.
Nah.
That happened to a lot of Vine stars too.
Mm-hmm.
When once Vine shut down.
I think, a lot of people that are funny people, and I can speak for myself too, before I started stand-up, don't realize what stand-up is or like how hard it is. Like
It's really
not,
writing.
It's not just going up there. Yeah.
It's really writing.
Yeah. It's
writing.
writing
You're a
constantly.
writer. You're a comedic writer, essentially.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, cause
That's
all
crazy.
that, like, I'm not saying no one has ever read a Vine or a TikTok or anything like that, but it's just like most of it's just like off the top of your head, and it's like if you're a good shit talker, you can get away with it. Yeah, it's completely different than stand up. Not for better or for worse, It's just a different sport.
different,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, no, I mean, but even so, like going viral, and let's say you do have a good like hour or whatever, it's still nerve wracking. Like
Yeah.
it's so anxiety inducing to have that many eyes on you.
The other thing that sucks about like being a headliner that I can't imagine is like, let's say you have this hour, right? You've been working on it, and then you film it, you put it out there. That all goes away. You have to come up with another hour and go back
In
on
a
tour.
year.
You mean depending
Not
on
even
how
a
long
year.
your timeline is?
Well,
Some people do it a month later.
Yeah, Louis C.K. was doing back-to-back specials year after year. I
Yeah.
think he did it like 4 times to write a full hour.
He must have
Yeah.
been that inspired.
Louis the GOAT.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
him and then what's his name? Joe List put out a bunch of stuff like back-to-back.
Yeah. Carlin used to do a special like every year.
Yeah, he did it for like 5 years. It's crazy.
Damn.
No, even more. He did it for like almost 10 years.
Yeah. George Carlin was crazy.
Yeah.
He also started off as like a clean like TV comic.
Yeah.
But back in those days, that's what everyone was. That was the only way you were getting to be well known.
Yeah, that was the only way to get on Carson.
Yeah, Richard Pryor was like a very like family friendly comic.
The one I always think of that's funny is Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Because he was America's dad for so long.
Yeah.
And people would go and take their kids to watch him.
But his stand-up was never like that.
Yeah, it was super dirty.
Not even before, like,
Really?
Family, for whatever the show was called.
His stand-up was, like, super dirty.
What is that show called?
Family.
Full House.
Full House.
Full House.
Family. I was
Yeah,
going to say Family Matters.
Yeah. No, that's the other
That
one.
was my shit.
Carl Winslow. His
Yeah,
stand-up was
people
really
would go
dirty.
see him and just freak out because he was
Yeah.
filthy.
But they would also take their kids. 'Cause they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's Danny Tanner. Let's go take... It's America's dad.
No, that motherfucker was crazy.
Yeah. I remember he would do jokes. He had jokes about, like, fucking the Olsen twins. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Like, that's how bad it was.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he had to, like, completely do a
But it
180.
was even before he had the show.
Oh,
That
really?
He was just always a dirty comic.
Yeah.
How do you figure he got on to be, like, America's... When,
Auditioned.
like... But when, like...
Well, he wasn't the original actor that was supposed to play Danny Tanner.
They did a pilot with somebody else,
Yeah.
and that person took another show.
Yeah.
And then they brought Danny in. Or Saget in.
Yeah, Bob Saget.
But when
like,
you think about like what happened with Shane Gillis and that other comedian years ago, where they went to SNL and then they got fired right away for shit that they said before, it's like how come Danny Tanner was a thing?
well, there was no internet back then either.
Yeah.
True.
They couldn't
But for
pull up
that, with
clips
the
of
other
his
guy,
stand up.
that was in the 90s, wasn't it? Or like,
Who?
Norman Conlon?
yeah.
Oh no, but he didn't get
was on the
fired.
show.
Yeah, he didn't get fired before he started. He was on SNL for a while.
Oh, okay.
He got fired because he was doing the Weekend Update and he kept making jokes about O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
They were good jokes.
They were very good jokes.
But he was
Did it at
making,
the address, the congressional address.
Oh really?
Yeah, he did an OJ joke whenever he was doing the congressional address.
Yeah, he was doing Weekend Update and it was during the OJ trial. So like every week, whenever there was any updates coming from the trial, he'd have a new joke about it.
Damn.
And I think SNL eventually was like, "Hey,
That's
could
enough.
you stop making OJ jokes?"
One of the issues was that one of the executives at NBC
Uh-huh.
was friends with OJ. Or his
Ah.
wife was friends with OJ's wife, the one that she had killed.
Oh,
So
Nicole.
so they were like, hey,
You do know a lot about a lot of different things. I just noticed.
I just try to be well informed.
yeah. So the executive told him like, hey, you gotta chill out, and he was like, okay, and then he didn't chill out.
Yeah, and then he came back a year later after he like blew up more.
Yeah,
That's the other thing about SNL too is they'll fire you if you get too famous.
What?
Yeah, because they want to be like the starting ground for people.
They don't want to be?
No, they do. They want you to be like the first step into like fame.
yeah. That's why they don't get any like currently famous people. You know.
Yeah,
Oh, I see what
they got
you're saying.
Pete Davidson when
It was 19.
yeah.
Damn.
That's why like someone asked me they're like, do you think they'll like rehire Shane Gillis? I was like, no.
And also, he wouldn't take the job.
Yeah,
Right.
Shane. Yeah, because
It wouldn't be embarrassing for them to offer it to him.
well, also they don't make crazy money. Like Shane Gillis is making millions touring right now, and off
And he
his
has a
podcast.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the last time I looked it up, the like SNL like base salary, I think it was like $150,000 a year, something like that, or per season, I guess.
For a cast member?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which again, not terrible, but
Great.
If you're out here making millions.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
He
think-
had said that the hosting job, like Shane Gillis came out and was like, yeah, they gave me like $5,000 for that.
Oh, to host?
To host.
Is that
And
a
you have
lot?
No, you have to give up your whole week
Yeah.
to do it too.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like showing up and then they have everything. He wrote sketches that they didn't take.
Yeah.
And then they had other writers that were like, okay, this is
Where did he talk about that on his podcast?
Yeah, he put it out on his podcast.
I gotta
He was
look
like,
into
yeah,
that.
I walked back there and they were like, here's your check. And it was for like $5,000. And I was like, okay. Like $5,000. Like,
Yeah.
Donated at that point.
wow. I don't know if that's for everybody, if it was just him specifically
him.
that gets that. I'm sure that other people... Well,
Kim Kardashian, what did she get?
it could also be like the Super Bowl where they don't pay them to perform, you know?
Yeah.
It's just more
Yeah.
of a promotional thing.
And see, that's the other thing. I never thought they did get paid.
Why does Kim need to get promoted for? Why does Shane Gillis need to get promoted for?
No, I'm saying that's for what the Super Bowl is, but also it is a prestigious thing. Well,
But for
SNL?
SNL, you only really get invited if you are promoting something.
yeah.
Or
Shane has his TV
maybe
show.
maybe not.
He has a TV show?
He's doing a show on Netflix, yeah.
It's coming out
Oh
later this month.
wow! What kind of show?
Called Tires. It's
Yeah.
about like a mechanic shop.
There's a small clip of it. I think it's probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Where it's basically like a pilot that's on YouTube that I watched. It's very funny.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know how Netflix is.
Well, Shane Gill is he was a good sketch writer.
Yeah.
So I think that was like one of his sketches, and they just turned it into a TV show.
Originally, it was supposed to be a clip, and then after that is when they started doing the shorter ones that were like
Yeah.
alien cues.
Yeah.
So I think that was a pilot that he had already had back before like the whole issue with SNL happened, and then the whole aftermath. It's like, okay, well, I've got a name now. Like I've got this new podcast. I'm touring. I just did SNL.
Yeah. If I
Give me
got
a TV show, Netflix.
I would like to do SNL. I think. I mean, if you would have asked me like a year ago, I would have been like, yeah, SNL was like a goal of mine.
Yeah.
But also I know that like
It's too much work.
it's a lot of work, and also like there's no guarantee that you could be famous at the end of it or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because like I want to be famous after doing it, but like I want to get recognized for my work.
Yeah. Only real like comedy nerds are like, oh shit, that's a head writer for SNL.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could like
Yeah. If anybody else see Colin Jost, they're like, hey, that's Scarlett Johansson's wife.
Yeah, maybe they'd know that. Yeah, like Michael Longfellow is coming to Dallas Comedy Club soon, and I was the only one that was like, "Oh shit, Michael Longfellow's coming."
Who is that?
He's a current SNL cast member.
Oh okay.
But yeah, so like, I think a better goal to have is like, for me right now is like if I were to get to a point where like I was able to do stand up and to get like a Netflix special. It's just for like Netflix to be like, you know, same thing with like going to the clowning school. Like, what else do you want to do? I just want to do like my own sketch show on Netflix. Yeah. Like I Think You Should Leave from Tim Robbins. That show was hilarious. And he worked for SNL. He was a writer. And they were like, hey, your stuff is out there. We can't put it on TV.
Yeah.
Dang.
That is another weird thing with SNL is that it's very cutthroat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it is now, but like I know that back in like when it first came out in the 70s and 80s, it was like real bad.
There's a documentary. It's called Saturday Night. It's directed by James Franco.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, he spent just a week at SNL, like filming everything, and it takes you through their whole process. And this was during 2008 or 9, I think. So John Mulaney is a writer on the show at the time. Bobby Moynihan just got cast as like a cast member. I think it's like his first year there. Yeah. Seth Meyers is there. I think Kristen Wiig is there.
Is
Bill
this when
Hader
Seth became the head writer.
I don't think he was the head writer yet. I think Tina Fey was still head writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
But yeah, the documentary.
Would Amy Poehler still have been the cast member? That would have been like during their tenure.
I think so. I haven't seen the documentary in a while.
Okay.
But I know for sure Bill Hader is in it. Fred Armisen. Andy Samberg's in it. Yeah. But I'll send it to y'all. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, send it to me. I want to see it.
I think it probably would have been like a little before The Lonely Island like actually started coming out.
Probably.
I love documentaries.
But yeah, it's just James Franco basically just being a fly on the wall at the SNL.
That's fun.
I want to do that, but at open mics.
It used to be on streaming, but after the whole shit happened with James Franco, they kind of got it out of there, which is great because he's not even in it. It's just directed by him. Yeah.
His name's on it, so they got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy. That's one thing that I would fear is just like, oh shit.
Don't touch people then. Damn. Is that
That's
simple?
a big thing. Just don't.
Is that really simple? Is it really that simple?
I don't even think it's just that. I think it's more like, I mean, Shane Gillis didn't touch anybody.
No, it's just like, yeah. Sometimes shit gets taken out of context. And I'm not saying that happens all the time, but like sometimes shit is crazy and people shouldn't get that upset about it. Again, I'm not saying this about James Franco.
I am.
James Franco was crazy.
Yeah.
Like after reading that story, it's just like, I'm not saying all of his work should be taken down, but it's like, yeah, man, you got to figure out whatever's going on up here that made you want to do that.
That part. That's crazy.
But I don't know. I also believe in redemption up to a certain point, depending on what the person did.
Yeah.
Like, technically, did James Franco like do anything that's irredeemable? Maybe to some people, but like, also if you're like working on yourself and you come back and you're like, what I did was fucked up. I apologize. Like, I hope we can all move past it.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes some people a couple of years to like get over it, but
your fans, if they're truly your fans and they really like your stuff, you're never gonna be out of a job.
Yeah. I also don't believe in like getting canceled as a concept.
I do if it's that bad. I do if it's like
I'm
bad,
not saying
bad.
like me personally. Like yes, me personally, I can stop.
Yeah.
Taking in your art or whatever, but
it's like a whole like society.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever actually been canceled.
No, because
I don't know. Cosby's pretty.
he can come back.
He's still a millionaire.
He can definitely come back, and people who like him will still watch his shit.
Like I really want to watch the Cosby Show.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find DVDs.
It's a great show.
You can get them on eBay or something.
Come on, the Cosby Show is awesome.
I've never seen it.
You never seen it?
No.
I feel like because he grew up watching it, that
it's nostalgic.
we see it a different way. It was great. It was great.
Nostalgia is a crazy filter to look through.
Yeah.
Because I thought Night at the Roxbury was one of the funniest movies I'd ever seen.
It is. What the hell are you talking about?
I hadn't seen it in years.
Going back to those 90s comedies, if you haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
Like I saw Ace Ventura like a year ago, and I was just like, how the fuck did I ever think this was funny?
Really?
Some parts still hold up. My favorite movie of all time is Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah.
So I can't talk shit about 90s comedies.
Beyonce, is it?
No, that's Goldmember. That's the third one.
Okay.
So the first one was with oh man, what's her name?
British chick.
Yeah. I can't remember. The second one's with Heather Graham.
Okay, yeah.
And then the third one's with Beyonce.
Heather Graham, she was in Boogie Nights.
I don't remember.
God, what is the lady's name from the first movie? I'm drawing a blank.
Here, I can look it up.
Hold on. What we did? Can I take a restroom break? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't tell me. I'm gonna try to think of it.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up and see if you can get those.
What is her name?
Who Shagged Me?
The Spy Who Shagged Me is the second one. The first one is called International Man of Mystery.
Right.
And her name is. Give me the first letter.
E of her first name.
Elizabeth Hurley.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
Elizabeth Hurley. Yeah, I love Austin Powers. That's probably my favorite franchise.
Yeah.
Comedy wise, yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up watching a lot of those like 90s comedies because I have an older sister.
Okay.
And she would always pick the movies we'd watch.
Yeah, she would always pick our movies.
Yeah.
She's 2 years older than me.
My sister's 4.5 years older than me.
Okay. Yeah. With her, more so music, it was that she was picking. It wasn't until I was like in 5th grade where I started like listening to my own shit.
I didn't develop my own musical taste until like I was a sophomore in high school.
Really?
Yeah. I was listening to my dad listened to a lot of hip hop. So like I was already into rap music.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, I listened to whatever like my dad would listen to and my sister would listen to.
Ah, okay.
But I remember the first time I developed like my own musical taste was when A$AP Rocky's album came out.
Always Strive and Prosper?
No, before that one. Long Live A$AP.
Ah, okay.
With the American flag that he's wrapped around. I remember my mom and my sister were out of town for something, so it was just me and my dad. And he had only been out for like maybe 2 years at this point. So we were hanging out a lot more at that time. And we were gonna go get dinner while they were out of town. And at that time, I was burning CDs heavy because this was before streaming services. So I was illegally downloading anything I could find.
Yeah.
And I had just burned that CD because I was like, "Hey, this new A$AP Rocky. I don't know what this is, but like it was on the new release page. So I just found a website.
You're like on DatPiff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on DatPiff a lot. Mixtape Monkey. There was just a bunch of websites. Probably gave my computer super viruses. Yeah.
Before that, it was LimeWire. Which was
I killed our family desktop with LimeWire.
Yeah, our mom taught us how to do it. Like she downloaded LimeWire and was like, "You can look at you can listen to all these songs, blah blah blah." And then we did it, and then she got mad because the
computer messed up. Yeah, me and my sister showed me how to use LimeWire. But I remember when I burned that CD for that A$AP Rocky album on our way to dinner. I was like, "Hey, this CD just came out. If you want to listen to it," and my dad was like, "Yeah, let's put it on." And we played it, and the whole time in my head, I was like, "This is like one of the best things I've ever heard."
Yeah.
And I remember I remember when we parked, like the car turned off and it got quiet. My dad was like, "Well, that sucked." And I remember just like thinking, I'm being like, "Oh my god, I'm my own person. I can like things that you don't like."
I think the first band that I was like really into that she didn't show me, or like that I didn't hear just like peripherally because of her, was Fall Out Boy.
Oh,
I was first band where I was like, "Whoa, this doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard." Because before it was like insane, fucking Destiny's Child.
so you had like a emo boy phase.
Oh yeah,
He had the
Mohawk.
mohawk that was up to
Oh,
here,
really?
that was shaved
Oh, you
all
were like
the way
punk
here.
rock.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh
Skinny
man,
jeans, Converse.
I never had like I had an emo phase like musically, but I never had one like physically. Like I never,
Style-wise.
yeah, I was never like bangs, eyeliner, or anything like that. But I
I never
listened
did
to
the makeup, but I definitely like shaved the sides of my head.
yeah.
But I had my hair long, so it was like whenever I would have it down, it'd be like
Yeah.
down to here.
But it was like
Yeah, I remember I would only put it up like sometimes on Friday, so for the most part I would just have a weird fucking haircut. So like I put it up on Friday one day,
Yeah.
like I woke up early, fucking did it. And then everybody's like, "Oh, did you do it for a picture day?" And I was like, "What?"
no way.
It was my
Picture
sophomore
day.
year. My sophomore year picture is me like just in a t-shirt. I look dark as shit 'cause
Yeah.
I was outside all summer. And then I'm just looking in the camera and
With
the
the
mohawk. I was trying so hard to like turn my head so
Yeah.
that you could see it's a mohawk. It's just a spike.
It's just
It's just a straight spike looking dead in the camera.
my freshman year photo. I had a little mohawk, and it was just like a spike, but it was only to like up here.
I know mine was legit like this tall, dude.
Oh man,
Yeah, it was funny. And I'm pretty sure when me and my girl went to the same high school, but we were a year apart and we didn't meet until after. But she knew that I went to the same high school, so after we met, she looked through our yearbooks, and she just happened to see the one where she was a freshman and I was a sophomore, and that was a photo, and she was like, "What the fuck?" She like started rethinking it.
Damn, she could have left her stupid ass.
Did you have people write in your yearbooks like at the end of the year?
No, because I only ever bought my senior one, and
I still
First-
have my middle school one.
I have all my yearbooks.
for some,
I used to write dirty shit in people's yearbook.
you're a butt.
Yeah.
No,
Well-
like, let me suck your dick, love Adri.
God damn. You're gonna break up a fucking couple later on.
That was a goal.
There's gonna be some wife that was like, "Who is this Adriana bitch?"
She actually has a podcast.
Call her right now.
Yeah, I said suck my dick or whatever.
I
I
So-
never, like, I only had the last one, and then for some reason, I got it late. Because I think the last day before our graduation, they were handing them out. But I think I just didn't go that day, or there was some reason that I got there late. And everybody was already passing it around signing it. By the time I got it, everybody was gone. So I was just like, okay. I have no friends. This is cool.
my senior year. Well, first off, let me just my whole high school time. Like, I really wasn't interested in any of the girls. I don't know why.
I loved everybody.
It's just like I wasn't. I don't know. None of them really like caught my eye as far as like wanting to date them or anything like that. So by the time I got to my senior year, I was like, well, this isn't going to happen for anyone in here. I'm just going to start spreading rumors about myself. Because I was just like, I want to see how far it goes.
Yeah.
So at the time, my cousin who lives next door to me just had a kid. And me and my cousin look identical to each other. So I was like, I'm going to tell everyone I have a kid. And so like I spread it just through certain people being like, yeah.
It was like an older cousin?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I have a kid, whatever.
Take pictures of it and put it on Facebook.
So I was like, I would see how far this goes. Everyone in the grade found out. And,
Immediately?
Yeah, pretty much. And so people would be like, you have a daughter? I'd be like, yeah. And they're like,
That wasn't a rumor. That's just
That was
you
a lie.
lying.
but I'm saying I didn't tell everyone.
Oh, it's easy.
Yeah, I
But when
told
they
her-
come to you, you're supposed to be like, no.
Oh, well, then maybe I did it wrong. But yeah, so
Just straight
I.
up lying to people about his kid.
Well, yeah, after I was just lying because I thought it was funny.
It is funny.
It is funny. And I'd be like, yeah, I got a daughter. I was like, she's born a couple months ago. You know,
And
whatever.
a C-section?
Yeah,
Go
and they'd
into
be
all
like,
the details.
they'd be like, well, where's the mom? I'd be like, she's a deadbeat. I was like,
She up and left me.
I was like, she left and she lives in Louisiana now.
Mama was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah. And they were like, oh my God, that's so cool that you're like still in school and taking care of your kid. I was like, yeah, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You fucking
So
low down, dirty fool.
And I would post pictures with her on my Instagram. And I'd do like text my
There's
cousin.
people out here still thinking
Probably.
you have like a however old she is now kid.
I would.
Yeah, you got like a 10-year-old in some people's eyes.
She's like probably like 12 now. Yeah, she still lives next door to me.
Well, hey, you can keep up the lie at least.
My little cousin Delilah.
Your daughter.
My daughter. But yeah, I would post pictures with her on my Instagram. I would text my cousin and be like, hey, let me take a picture with Delilah.
That's funny.
But yeah, so in my senior yearbook, one of my classmates wrote in there, he was like, you're such an inspiration, how you take care of your daughter and you continue to go to school. And I think about that guy, I'm like, should I ever tell him that I...
No, never. Never.
Yes, and please record that shit.
He's going to watch this and be like, that asshole.
Go home, find your yearbook picture, and send us a picture of the part, and we'll post it here.
Yeah.
What if you got a girl pregnant like right after, and he was like, "If CAIN can do it, so can I."
I inspired him.
No, bitch, ruining lives. What are you talking about? I just woke up with shit covered stains.
Yeah,
doing my
you shouldn't be doing shit just because other people do it.
Yeah.
That just makes you a weak person.
True.
But the only time that ever bit me in the ass was like I said, I wasn't interested in like talking to any of the girls, but that was at the beginning of the school year. At the halfway point of the school year, we had a new girl transfer in, and I was like, oh man, I like her. Like she was super pretty. Like we would talk, like we would flirt back and forth. And
Isn't flirting fun?
oh yeah, I'm a big ass flirt, dude.
Same.
I'm a very flirtatious person.
I don't know how to flirt.
I wouldn't say flirtatious. I would say friendly. People take it as flirtatious.
I'm not friendly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think if people are in relationships, they should say friendly.
Oh, but I'm not in
Because at that point, you're friendly.
No, but see, that's the thing. If I was in a relationship, I'd turn it all the way off. Yeah, I'm not oblivious to what I do. I know what I'm saying when I say it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah, so this girl, I guess she hadn't heard about the rumor, and it was going in my favor because me and her were talking more and more, and it got to the point where it was like almost prom time. And I wasn't going to ask her because there was other circumstances that already happened where it was like, it'd be weird if I asked her. Basically, like some dude had already asked her, but he had only asked her because he was trying to get back at his ex. And then that ex was found out, and then he called it off with her. So I was like, well, I don't want to ask her next and be like the guy that was like second up.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I'm already going by myself and she's going by herself, we'll just be there together at the same time.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask her, but then some other dude did ask her, and I was like, "Oh, you're a bitch! Like, just you are a pussy. Why would you want to do that? You know?"
Well, but then he took her and he was her date.
Well, he took her, but I was with her the whole time.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Anyways, that's not even the story I'm telling. So before the prom had happened, me and her were like talking. And she was like, she's like, what colors are you wearing? I was like, I'm going to wear all black. Like I said, I was a very big A$AP Rocky fan. And at the time, wearing all black was like very cool in the A$AP mob. Yeah. So I had an all black tux, an all black shirt, black bow tie, black shoe. It was black everything. And she was like, oh, that looks good. She's like, that's better than my date's colors. I'm going to match with you. I'm going to get a black dress. And so I was like, oh man, I'm killing this shit, you know? And she was fine as fuck too. She's also married now. I won't say her name, but shout out to her. You know who you are. But yeah, so again, I'm just talking to her, me and her are talking, and then our friend walks up and she was like, what are y'all talking about? And I was like, oh, we're just talking about prom, whatever. And she goes, oh yeah, are you coming to my after party? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. I was like, you gonna be there? And she was like, yeah, I'll be there too. And then she goes, who are you gonna get to watch your daughter? And so the girl that I was trying to talk to goes, you have a daughter? And I had to play along, you know, I couldn't.
I didn't told you that.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, everybody got a daughter. What do you You know? I thought we all had daughters.
If you really liked her, I would have cut it off right then and there.
Nah, bro.
You had to keep it going.
This is the problem with me, where it's like, humor has always been like my number one priority. Is like anything for the bit.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Commit to the bit. Damn.
So yeah,
Funny.
it didn't. Whatever. You know.
But do you think she was turned off after that? Like,
I don't know. I mean, we would still flirt a little bit after that. Like I said, we were at prom together the whole time, but it kind of died out. But that was also my fault because, like I said, I was naive. We tried to talk a little bit after high school, but I didn't know how to drive that well. And then she was out in Denton. Not the same girl that I was dating that lived in Denton. That was like a year or two later. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I hadn't driven on the freeway yet at that time, and she like told me one time, she's like, "Yeah, just come out to my apartment and come see me." And I was like, "I don't know how to drive," but I couldn't say that, so I was just like, "When you coming to Dallas?" And that's not something she wanted to hear. Yeah. So yeah,
she wanted you to be like, "When and where?"
Yeah, shit just never worked out.
It happens.
So
I lied about like being able to drive. And like it bit me in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't really bite me in the ass, but I definitely like mentioned it to people because I was in the car with my friends, and basically like I had to drive because it was after my friend's prom. They graduated 2012. I graduated 2013, but I went to their after parties, and we didn't get a chance to go to the after parties. We had to go to a hotel room. That an older friend of ours got us. It was a really shitty motel.
Well, you were old enough. You could have gotten it. You turned 18. Oh, okay.
And also, you need to be 21, I think.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Or you need a credit card, which none of us had one except for that friend who was older. And it was just a bunch of us in the car, or in the hotel room. We got a bunch of noise complaints. We were all just drinking. Two of my friends got into a push-up competition for some reason. And then we all knocked out the next morning. There was this big girl that was there. She fucking threw up all over her dress. She was drunk as shit. We were cruising around trying to find a party.
Yeah.
And she was drinking the whole time. And then by the time we got to the hotel, she just sat in the corner and we were like, okay, she's fine. And then
so God, hell no.
So then the next morning, my friends that I'd driven were still fucked up. Like, we threw them in the shower and put on cold water, but they were fucked up. They didn't want to wake up. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm driving. I thought everybody lived in the same neighborhood. One of the girls lived in the colony.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Just tell me where to go and I'll fucking go. So I dropped off my friends at our house, which was like around here in this area, the drunk ones. And then I just took me, my other friend that was directing me, and then the chick that threw up and her friend. Had to drive them out to the colony, and they were like, all right, get on this freeway. And I was like, okay. Just slammed on the gas as hard as I could. And got up to like about 90, and they were like, why are you driving so fast? And I was like, oh, sorry, that's just how I drive. I'll slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
And
no, you're not used to a good driver like me.
Yeah. And then by the time we dropped them off, and by the time I got back to the house, I was still with my buddy. Shout out Johnny. I was still with my buddy, and he asked me, he's like, I didn't know you had your license. I was like, I don't have my license. Also, this is the first time I've ever driven on the freeway.
The first time I ever drove on the freeway is my dad took me. This was my first time like driving a car. And it wasn't a small car. It was a Suburban.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I just remember we were driving home one day. I was probably like maybe 14 or 15.
Makes sense.
And he just, at a stop sign, you stop at the stop sign. He put it in park, and he goes, get in the driver's seat. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, let's go. And so he's like, all right, hit the gas, hit the brake, whatever. We're just in a neighborhood. Like, it's kind of empty. Like, shit's going good. And he's like, all right, at the stop sign, make a left. I make a left. And he's like, all right, make a right. And then we're going straight, and I'm like, I see the entrance for the freeway. He goes, get on the freeway. And I was like, what? And we're driving, and he grabs the wheel. He goes, get on the freeway. He like moves it. And so we're getting on. He's like, speed up. You're going to get hit. Speed up. And so I'm like, and he took me all the way from like East Dallas to DeSoto on the freeway. Shit. And then made me drive back. And we got back, and he gets out the car. He goes, man, I thought you were going to kill us.
As if it had been your fault.
He goes,
never once thought to tell you to stop.
Yeah, he goes, I am nervous right now. He goes, I got to go relax. You scared me. I'm like, you scared me? What are you...
You got my blood pressure up, boy. Goddammit.
You have me hostage, and you're like, you're terrifying me right now.
That's what my husband's dad did to him.
Yeah.
So, no.
That's funny.
Like 12.
I taught my godson how to drive when he was like 12.
I started learning how to drive when I was 12.
I was 10.
Yeah.
My dad learned how to drive at 8.
Yeah.
I think.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
But our dad did it because he didn't want to drive back home drunk.
Yeah.
Well, my grandpa taught my dad how to drive when he was 8 so that he would have someone to drive him home when he was drunk.
Yeah.
There were a couple times when you were like 13 and you drove back from Adriana's place.
Yeah, I used to do it almost every weekend. Whenever I would go, because at that point I was getting drunk at my friend's house.
Yeah.
Well, at 12, but yeah, around that time.
Yeah, imagine getting a DWI at 12.
Damn.
DUI, that was it called? Yeah.
Yeah, DUI.
DWI would be something else.
I never got caught drinking.
Driving with the influence.
Yeah.
Like the inspection stickers, they just merged it into one.
Yeah, which now they're taking away again.
Thank God, because my van hasn't been updated since 2022.
Yes, the van that's out there.
Yeah. That's funny.
Just kidding.
Yeah, if the DPS is watching right now.
We have cousin cops, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
How's that?
Cops.
We don't talk to them.
Never see them.
Is it interesting at like family parties or anything?
It was once when the older one became a cop because I went to Thanksgiving stoned as shit and he brought all his cop friends.
That was wild.
Did they threaten to arrest you?
No, they couldn't tell. As far as I'm concerned, they
Yeah.
couldn't tell, or they were just like, I mean, it's Thanksgiving, whatever.
Yeah.
I do remember he was telling a story about like his first week or like first month or whatever, because we don't really talk to him too much, so I hadn't seen him. I was 17 years old, and then I got there, saw the police in uniform because like after they ate, they were gonna go on duty, and I was just like,
Yeah, that shit would make me uncomfortable. I wouldn't like that in my family.
yeah.
No,
I was
same.
just like, all right.
That's why we don't see them anymore. Just kidding.
Yeah, but I was just like, all right, whatever, this is happening now. So I just got a big ass plate of mashed potatoes, put like brown gravy on it, and then I sat down while he was in the middle of telling the story about how he had to arrest a trans woman that had a butt plug.
Oh yeah.
You remember? You
Yep.
remember?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. So she.
I don't know why he would say that, but
So they were searching her, and then they were like, spread your cheeks. She was like, I can't. And like, no, you have to spread your cheeks. And he was like, I can't. And then she does it, but not all the way. And it's like, what is that? It was a butt plug. And his officer told him, you got to pull that out. We got to make sure there's no drugs in it. And she was like begging, like, please don't take it out. And it's like, sorry, we got to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, poopy.
And you were eating.
A big old plate of mashed potatoes with brown gravy.
Yeah, I would have been pissed off.
hell yeah. I don't know why you didn't just turn around. I would have just left and walked home.
Because it sounded like an interesting story.
That's not.
As soon as I saw a cop or cop cars, I would have turned right back around and walked home.
It's just
Well,
weird.
mom was expecting me. And also I was 17.
I just don't like. I don't think I like seeing anyone in a uniform outside of their workplace.
No.
No, like my uncle's a mailman. If he showed up to like Thanksgiving in his mail uniform, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you wearing? Like, go."
Why don't you have a change of clothes in your car, you freak?
No, just go home. Like, come back. Who cares if you're an hour late?
That's what
I went into a hookah bar in my Pizza Hut uniform once.
Well, that's
But it
just
was my
funny.
birthday.
You know?
if they're not, so you don't like government issued uniforms?
No, I don't think that's
is
the
what
problem.
it is.
Okay, maybe I don't like uniforms in a family because if you showed up to like my Thanksgiving in your Pizza Hut uniform, I'd be like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. But if you were wearing your Pizza Hut uniform, you're like, let's go to the strip club. I'd be like, hell yeah, that's fucking amazing, you know?
How long have we been going?
Almost 2 hours.
2 hours. We usually do one.
Yeah, it is 2 hours.
We usually do one.
Oh shit.
That was good.
Time
Come on.
flies.
Yeah.
CAIN, thank you so much for coming to the podcast. It has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
We have been trying to schedule
we've been
this
trying,
shit.
Since
but
that show.
yeah, since
the
that show. Yeah, that was September of last year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
I didn't realize how late that was.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did it for
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Mexican
it's
Independence Day
Mexican
weekend.
That's embarrassing.
So
it was your fault.
Yeah, near a year.
No, it was my fault.
Yeah, in 5 months it'll have been a year. So
Our
it's been 7 months. Yeah,
anniversary.
it's been 7 months. We've been trying to get it together.
But it finally happened.
Yeah,
and it
schedules
was
have been crazy.
worth the wait.
Yeah.
2 hours long.
It was fun.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Can you plug all your stuff that you have coming
Any
up and
shows,
your
anything?
Instagram?
I don't have any shows that I know of coming up. Like yesterday I had a good 2 months where I had like.
The Joker one? Or that's not recent? The one where you put
That was last night.
Oh, okay. Right,
Yeah,
right.
last night was another 2-6 Mafia show.
How'd it go?
It went well. Yeah, we had a good crowd. They were laughing at everything.
That's good.
Had Kalana Spiller, Dexter Givens. It was a really good lineup.
We heard from Eddie that Kalani's really good.
Oh, Kalana's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a killer.
I want to go see
She's been
her.
on Comedy Central. She's worked with Kevin Hart before. She's great. But our next 2-6 Mafia show is going to be in July. I think July 6th is the date.
That's my birthday.
Oh, you should come out. I'll get you a comp ticket.
Hell yeah.
Ricky, you have to pay. It's not your birthday.
It's almost my birthday. Exactly 2 months later, it will be.
So 2 months from that, we'll have another show, and I'll get you that one. Because I do shows every other month.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I do first Saturday every other month at Dallas Comedy Club.
My birthday is on Saturday this year.
Hell yeah.
How is it that our birthdays are both on Saturday
Because
this
we're both on
year?
the 6th, dummy.
Okay.
It's how numbers work.
Right.
But yeah, so 2-6 Mafia is just...
Can I ask you how you came up with that name?
well, I mean, it's the obvious play on like 3-6 Mafia. But my birthday is on the 26th of August. So that's like 2-6.
Okay.
But I also got it from one of the members of the original 3-6 Mafia group, Gangsta Boo, R.I.P. She passed away like a little over a year ago. But she was doing an interview, I think, on Drink Champs with Nori. And they were asking her about, like, 3-6 Mafia, the origins of it, all that. And she got to the point where, like, pretty much everyone got kicked out of 3-6 Mafia except for DJ Paul and Juicy J. And she was like, at that point, she was like, damn, it's not even the 3-6 Mafia anymore. It's the 2-6 Mafia. And I laughed because, like, that's funny. But then it also clicked in my head, and I was like, I must take that. And so, we've been running with that name. It's been going good. We started off, our first show that we produced was a sketch comedy show that me and my writing partner wrote. It was an hour long. And we ran that show twice. And then after that, we started producing stand-up comedy shows. And we've also produced a variety show, which was a stand-up sketch and improv. And we're doing a lot of producing of stand-up shows right now, but eventually when we want to move into other stuff like music, just anything art related, we just want to, basically 2-6 Mafia is just like a stamp of approval. If we're putting our name on it, that just means it's quality and that's something that we like. I'm really proud of all the shows I put together.
That one was really good.
Yeah,
this one was
I don't
great.
just put anyone
Great.
on my lineup. You can ask comics in the scene. I've said no to plenty of comics, whether or not they can be on my shows. And it's not a mean thing. It's just like sometimes people just aren't ready.
You gotta, when you're selling this stuff, you gotta look at quantity. Quality.
I've never, on any of my stand-up shows, I've never repeated any comics. There's never been a comic that's done more than one show for 2-6 Mafia. And it's because I'm trying to get to all my people. There are a lot of good people in this scene, and I'm trying to get to everyone
so many good people
before I start repeating people. So if you haven't been on a show yet and you are really good, and I've told you that before, I just haven't got to you yet. I'm only really putting like 5 comics on each show, so it's kind of hard to get to everyone. But
that's a good amount of time too for a show. It's a great amount
fun.
of time.
Like last night we had, including me, it's 6, but I host. So up top I only do like 3 to 5. And then the next 3 comics did 8 minutes, and the last 2 did 15. So it was kind of like a co-headlining situation, but it's really
I think
good.
co-headlining is great.
Yeah,
you get 2 amazing people. That's awesome.
But yeah, so I got the 2-6 Mafia stuff going. These past 2 months, I had a good run where I had like 15 shows all lined up. After last night, I have nothing lined up, so we'll see what I'm on.
But this episode isn't coming out for what, like 2-3 weeks?
2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
So by that time, if you have something, send it to us in our Instagram, and then we'll put it up.
Yeah. Okay. For sure.
Yeah. Also, like if you go to my Instagram is a funny CAIN. So it's a funny FUNNY, and then CAIN is a CAIN _. And then on there, if you go in my bio, I have my link tree, and I update that anytime I get a show. I put the tickets on there. I post every show.
It's so important to have that.
Yeah,
it's
every
so
show poster that I do,
that.
I post. Any pictures that I have from shows, like I post everything on my Instagram just because I want to keep people knowing that like I'm still here, I'm still doing stuff, you know.
That's important.
But yeah, and if you go to that link tree, everything else is in there. Instagram, Twitter, not my Venmo, but maybe I should put it on there too.
Do you have TikTok?
I have TikTok. Go follow me on TikTok. It's all under the same link tree. So just follow me on Instagram, funnyCAIN _. And yeah, that's about it. Just come to a show. Come out.
Please go. Ricky went to one last night. We're going one on the 25th. I mean, these comics are amazing.
Yeah, even if it's not my show, just go see a local show.
Yes, they're great. Yeah. Like my husband and our friends last night were so like surprised too. Like they had a really great time. Yeah,
and there's a lot of people that aren't doing shows at clubs either. They're just like throwing stuff at random venues. Like y'all know Hector Cifuentes. I did a show with him 2 weeks ago at a record store. It was so fun. Like he's always doing stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of people in the scene that are just, like I said, just pushing everything forward, and those people are important.
Yeah, hell yeah. Guys, make sure to follow him. Click on this link tree. Make sure to follow us. Comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.